All right, everybody, welcome back to Super D&D, episode 25. But last time in episode 24, stuff happened. Mainly stuff that involved them continuing on in Laboratory 6. Ashley and Lust having kind of a more private talk, and Ashley kind of insinuating they could just keep going and search around even after the group of people of the party kind of were just like, yeah, we should probably just leave. And then Arya had a little bit of a panic moment, went after them. They opened some doorways with Ian's help, getting through the last little bit of it, and using Lust's previously inputted scans. They open the door. They hear a signal to seal them in. There's an explosion not long later. And then they're sealed in with a toxic gas that goes through. All the doors lock shut, but fortunately they're able to use the true groups, Ambrose and Pestilence, primarily being the ones to keep people from insta-dying. Lust and Arya got pretty heavily knocked out for just a moment, but they were able to regroup, go in, shut it off, and also figure out a couple interesting things inside the laboratory. The main one being a modular, high-tech ritual room that seemingly was using all the different bloods and different materials that they had found in the hangar area prior. Along with that, they found a bunch of receptacles for different desire demons, like they had been building the perfect bodies for each of them. They figured out which ones were seemingly out and about, just like Lust was, as well as the ones that weren't. That being said, they were able to put in Kari and Wrath into the receptacles, into the bodies, and activate them via Ian and Ambrose. After doing that, they proceeded to head off in their ship towards the meeting point they guessed. After a little bit of conversation and some things happening on the ship, they have arrived at their destination at the base of the Firewalk. That is where we'll pick up. You guys have been able to take your long rests, different shifts as needed for those of you that will need to have someone up, mainly Ian and Cortez taking turns driving. But you have all made it to the base of the Firewalk, and you were told, based off of communications from Captain Andre, that you should only be maybe an extra day worth of time. Is there anything that you are all doing for that day of just waiting?
Yeah. I wanna do the thingy with the items.
Hey.
I think I got a plan. I
Okay.
think.
So you have the tiara and the craft coin.
Yes.
Try to do with them.
Okay. This is cool. Okay. So what I want to do is at first you see Athena kind of kneels to the ground and takes the tiara and the coin and places them beside each other before I don't know if there is dirt here, but there might be. So I'm gonna go with it and she's gonna draw
If
a bit of a
she's
circle.
kneeling, I want to help her. Like
Oh
a
my
help
god.
action. Like give her advantage.
How are you going to give her advantage on a magical enchantment?
Because it's demonic in nature. Because it's Thea. Because it's something that's gonna affect Thea.
I'm going to say no. Because Ashley doesn't have
Well,
a knowledge of magic and arcana. It's not demonic inherently what she is doing. She's just affecting something demonically. She's not using demonic nature. She's doing
she said,
arcane ability.
okay.
Okay. So Athena will draw a circle around them both. And what I want to attempt to do is take that nullification that Athena knows Thea does and knowing quite well. And I want to put that on the tiara and the coin in an AoE type style. So that anything that she does to affect any of us mentally or to remove our powers at all, I want to be rebounded. So it's kind of like mixing what Thea does, but also adding in like the outward barrier to it so that the energy is collected and then it's dispersed and nullified for us, so it doesn't affect us. But it is either yeah.
I will say one thing.
Do I make sense?
I for the most part, you do make a lot of sense. The one thing that
Okay.
I will let you know, which is something that happened before, you were in control of Athena. Rebounding Thea's own abilities has never worked on her.
Okay.
So rebounding wouldn't be something you would assume
That's
you
fine.
can do, just
I wanna
because
then-
it's like you can't amplify nothing, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Multiplying by 0
I
is
wanna
still
just
0.
like have a really cool nullify.
Yes,
Thank you,
that's
Remy.
absolutely could do. See, Caroline, you're giving advantage by just having a different character exist.
Esmeralda and Athena loves you.
All right.
But yes, I want to try and have a nullify, and then I don't know if like I can do cool things with it, but that's
Okay.
my mind.
So Athena can definitely get this to work, for sure.
Okay.
Like without a roll, but the higher the roll is, the higher the radius on those abilities, on those items.
Okay. I don't know if I can do this then. Can I give myself precog as I work on this?
Mm-hmm. You can give your precog for, well, it's over the course of an hour, so precog doesn't
That's true.
is for 6 seconds. So it would be like it doesn't give you like advantage on a thing that is so long.
Or I could do clairvoyance on myself.
Athena
don't
isn't
know if I
affected by
could.
clairvoyance, technically.
Mop!
I mean, you could.
I'll take the +7. I mean, that's like a +7 is better than nothing.
I mean, you could also heroic action to get a +8 if you wanted as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I will use my heroic action in order to get a +8.
Okay. So go ahead with the +8. Go ahead and give me a mental or ingenuity as well as an arcana.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
And then you said arcana.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Wait, no. Does that no? Fuck.
You have a reroll?
You have an inspiration.
I do. No, I don't.
Does Moff's aura
should.
work out?
Wait, no.
I don't
But
think it works
see,
out.
if Arya is nearby, don't I get advantage?
I think we changed it to be something a little bit.
No, well,
More
technically,
impactful.
if you have, yeah, I get a 3d4, or you have a 3d4.
Well, that won't help.
That's my.
Mop, what does your
Yeah.
ability specifically say if you wanted to roll it?
Any attack or save, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's neither
No.
attack nor a save.
Okay, well, hold on. Can I bullshit this? Because I've already bullshitted. Can I bullshit this? You shadow
mean,
reality
it
on
is-
myself.
I mean, that would require you to
Don't do it
re-roll
again.
the mental as well, but yes.
I think, I mean, you still have a pretty decent mental.
It's a
So, like,
19, but a natural
Sure.
1 is really weighted on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you
You're
would want to
nothing,
re-roll
you-
both or if you want to stick it with a natural 1 and a natural 19.
I don't know the natural one. I don't want to deal with that because I want to make sure this is as good as possible right now. And I don't think a crit fail is going to help me right now.
Then Shadowed Reality. Explain what it looks like. It seems like it's going great, then it goes wrong, and then it reverts.
It's kind of like you watch Athena, her hands are moving, and all of those eyes that pop up whenever she's using magic pop up, but then they all start looking wild and crazy as Athena's losing control over what she's doing for a moment before all of a sudden everything around her, all of those eyes turn black, they wisp around her eyes turn black for a moment, and then they go back to normal and she tries again. It's like this weird, eerie reversal of all of her emotions and her eyes at the same time, but they all go black before going back to blue.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna do it again.
Scary.
Okay.
Okay. Still decent. It's okay. So, not a natural 1. Not a natural 1. But with Arya's ability, I believe you could actually add 3d4, and I believe you also have favor points.
I do. I'm gonna add those in. I only have 3 though.
Well, 3 each one of those, and you can use multiple at the same time. Will give you a 3d8 a 1d6. You could add 3d6 onto each roll, or 3d4 for one and 3d6 for the other.
I have to think. Would he be okay? I think it's fair. I think it's balanced. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Probably not, but I don't care. I'm gonna use two favor points, leaving me with just 1.
Okay.
For later.
So you have 2d6
2.
that you can add
D6.
onto a roll. Which one will you be adding it to?
I'm gonna add it to the 29. I think that's probably a better choice.
Okay.
And then what does Arya give me as well?
3d4.
3d4.
1 3d4. Okay. Oh no, words. Okay, so that's the
5 more onto there. It's a little bit better overall. So Athena, as those eyes swirl around her, and she kind of makes different markings on the ground and around her. They all kind of float up in different ways, and they seem to float down and etch themselves onto each of the objects, kind of twisting them a little bit, not really destroying them from what they were, but they now have this kind of magical, pristine nature to them. It has a slight blue glow that is normally akin to Athena's abilities. So now they have 100-foot radius where energy,
okay.
100-foot radius where powers cannot and other things cannot be nullified. So it's like an anti-nullify technically, because I know that's what you said nullify, but what you're doing is technically an anti-nullify.
I'm okay. You understood my words. I
Yes.
didn't. It's okay.
Reverse nullify. Anyway, it takes.
Reversify.
Just make sure you mark down those in your inventory for now as like crown, anti-control or anti-power negation 100 foot, and then whoever you give that to, make sure they mark it down in their sheets, because will be important for us to note.
And then the coin.
Coin in the tiara. Yeah.
Hunter. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's fine. And then when Athena finishes, she kind of like steps back and looks at them for a moment. I think I did it.
You did it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we can't really test it. I was gonna say we should test it, but we can't really test it on.
I mean, I could try and do what she does, but I don't know if I can do that exact.
Inspired action summon Thea. Let's test it.
Thea! Oh,
Pull
Thea!
her over here and be like, "Hey, can we test something?"
Bro. I'm
Just
not
don't
ready for
peek.
the boss fight yet.
Just no peeking, no peeking. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
green peeking.
Can I'm willing to use an inspired action to try and nullify powers on Arya.
Okay.
Hey,
What? How much? Actually, sorry. Let me ask. How much was Arya affected by Thea's nullified powers? Was her sound like her
All of
sound?
us are.
Well,
okay.
you don't know, because the last time you fought, it was Ian, Ambrose, Ashley, and Cortez were the only ones down there.
oh, that's true.
Ashley, were you nullified? Carol,
What?
were you
Was
nullified? Were you affected by Thea and her powers?
Like,
I'm
did you
trying
do
to
that
think if
weird
I was.
thing
I
you
don't
did?
think I. Oh, I couldn't use any healing. Like I couldn't put my blood into anyone, but other than that, I was not affected.
Okay.
Oh, so she tries to take away healing now.
Ambrose.
Yeah, I was definitely affected.
I'm gonna use that on Ambrose. I'm just
Okay.
gonna kind of look at him, and he gets like a knowing look, like I'm about to do something. Yeah, and you're gonna like it.
Am I?
I don't know if he's gonna
Yup.
like it, but
I'm gonna attempt to nullify his powers. Just his.
roll me a
Nullifies all of our powers.
Peach.
yeah.
Oh, fuck! I'm not good at this. Ah.
You see Athena tries it and she can't quite, at least with her mental abilities and not delving into the magic side of things, she is not sure how this is supposed to function. And Ambrose is just kind of, he's very aware it's not working.
Okay.
Ooh, can I try?
To nullify his powers?
Well, I can't really nullify. But what if it nullifies charms too?
You could try.
Ambrose, ask or like tell me if you feel like you're my friend. Well, I know you're my friend, but like more
Bestest
than
buddies.
like more friend. Yeah, like the bestest of friend, like Ian levels of friendship. You know. That
I think I
Makes-
understand.
Okay, so
What
you're
the
gonna,
fuck is it? Is
you're
it?
gonna attempt to charm him. Ambrose, are you gonna resist? Or no?
Would you like me to resist? Because if I actively resist, I don't think I can be affected at all.
You can, it's just you'd have to roll like a 1 or a 2, I think. Because I think you make her DC go down by 22.
Yeah, I make it go down significantly.
I'm trying to remember which one had the charm ability, or maybe that was one I thought about but didn't go through.
Alright, I'll inspired action then.
Do you
I
want
thought I had
Ambrose
it,
to
but-
resist or no?
No. Don't
Alright.
resist.
All right,
like
a
a-
speech
it's
save then. See if you can
Okay.
do it. Oh, then you know how to charm. Well, pretty good. Uh, You charm Ambrose in the radius. Ambrose doesn't resist it, as per request, but he does feel if he were to do so, it would be a little bit easier. It doesn't completely stop it, but it makes it a bit easier than it would have been normally. So Ambrose, you're just like, yeah, Arya's great. That's about it. All has changed though. Arya's like exceptionally great.
She could do nothing wrong.
Yeah, basically. She's loud, but you don't care. It doesn't bother you.
Oh yeah, who cares about my super hearing? Arya, you're great.
Does he say that aloud?
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I think it's gonna be like, so it didn't stop it then?
Well, it didn't stop a charm. Do you think you could stop it, Ambrose? Like if you tried?
Oh, for sure. But like, why would I? You're just the best.
Okay, this is weird. Please turn, please turn it off.
Alright, sorry.
I'll like swish my arms around to make it go away.
She's like blows it away with her arms. And
Like a little bit
the
of
effect
pixie
drops.
dust on his nose.
You're not telling Ian about this.
Okay.
Ian's like nearby.
He's right there.
But little did you know, he was here the whole time.
He was playing solitaire though. He didn't.
Okay. So it doesn't stop it? Did you?
But again, it's also
If I were to
charm,
try
though.
and resist it, I feel like I could have easier.
Okay.
So it's easy against a charm, but I don't think we can mimic trying to take away healing and stuff like that.
No, so this is just gonna be a
See on the battlefield?
fuck it and find out, I guess.
Yeah.
What?
That's a good saying.
I
Like-
haven't heard you say that in a long time.
It's metaphorical.
I know.
Yeah, metaphor.
Oh, I just I clicked in my head.
Oh! Athena glares at Lust for a second. Okay, so we have both of these, and then I have the letter.
Mhm.
So, who best to wear this? Points to the
Oh,
coin
someone-
and the crown in her hands. Wait,
I think we settled on
Yeah.
one staying back and the other who usually goes up front.
I mean,
I'm in the
Ian.
back, and I can
Ian
handle it.
could have the coin. Easier to.
Ian does
keep
stay
hidden.
up front a lot.
Ian, were you affected a lot by Thea?
Nope.
Not at
Okay, well then
all.
you don't get it.
Oh, you just don't get it. I can be everywhere.
But wouldn't
You
it make
need
sense
it
for
then.
Robro to have it? Because he can be
Shit,
anywhere.
you're awake?
Yeah, I'm fucking awake.
I was gonna tell God
Hey.
that I wanted to wake you up a second ago. I didn't know you were fucking awake yet.
I wasn't
Not
actually
so
asleep for like the last hour.
I thought that was my thing.
I've been awake for like an
Well,
hour.
Wrath!
Yeah, that's why I didn't wake up.
If he's not as affected by Thea, then it doesn't make sense for him to have it. It would make sense for somebody that does go up close but can be affected by her a lot easier to have
Give it
it.
to Jeffrey.
Or mom.
Jeffrey's gonna need it.
No
Yeah,
offense,
yeah,
but
yeah,
Jeffrey's
yeah.
not exactly mobile.
No,
But he'll
but
always be at the front.
that is true. and
That
it
is
al-
unless they run, I don't know, a few hundred feet back.
It does also mean that with Jeffrey, it does give him a sense of stability.
Yeah.
No offense, but the last time
Where
we
there's
ran
3
into her.
items, right?
No, the letter isn't affected. It was just the coin and the tiara.
The only thing I'm gonna say is if you
Tell
give it to
Dustin
me, I am, as Ian aptly pointed out, I'm not mobile. So if I get outmaneuvered and they just go around me, you know, because Thea's good at figuring shit out.
We could give it to Mop because if she has the ability to nullify the power of Mop, he'll just be
Uh,
Steinar. And that's very, very bad if Steinar.
It would be very bad. Okay,
Do we know for a fact if the mop is effective or not?
I don't think he is. Not anymore, at least.
From attacks that she's sent other things to affect him, yeah, he is affected. If he was right in front of Thea, we wouldn't know
She's-
that yet. But she has used other things that have made him
That
Steinar and
freaking
made him vulnerable.
centipede thingy.
Awful.
Well, then, would it be
And
best to
Mop
give him
is
the
mobile.
Mop is mobile, but then we have the question of it's more so I want to make sure that there's one with the group that normally sticks behind, and that there's one
give-
at the up front.
Then give me the crown, and I stay behind. I'm always with you, and Ambrose, and whoever else.
Yes and no. You are always nearby, but there are times that you go a little. She kind of shakes her hand.
I go a little what?
A little
I'm
wild.
mobile. I can go
You're-
where I need to go. I can.
It's not a
I
diss
stay
at you.
level-headed.
You can be level-headed, but you can also tunnel vision too. This isn't an offense to you, Ash. It's just I want to make sure that there is somebody who is always staying behind having it.
When have I tunnel vision? I look at the rest of the group.
I'd like to
When I
imagine
am
everybody is just
in
like.
battle?
But that's
Yeah. I can think of a couple
Alright,
times.
actually, I'm gonna pull back here. Caroline's confused. When is Ashley tunnel vision? She's
When
always
Literally when we
sitting
opened
by
the
Athena's
doors.
side and
Masochism.
You remember when we opened or not when the doors opened and you were like, "We're gonna go in, we're gonna go in." Seemed
But
pretty
that's-
tunnel vision to me.
But that's not in battle. Like in
In-
battle, she's always in her sniper position. She's like I've made it very clear what
You
her-
you have
what
been
she
in
does
sniper
battle.
position, but it's also sometimes you do move away from the major party. Or you are close to Athena, which is true, but there are times that you move away from the party in order to get a better
I
shot.
think the one
or...
that's sticking in people's head is Last Battle, and Last Battle does not count. Because she was in Famines body.
Listen, I'll say this:
Yeah, I was like,
She's
last
no
battle, that
Arya.
wasn't me.
Doesn't get lured by the hallways.
She doesn't see a hallway and just has an impulsive urge to investigate.
My
That is
little
true.
space senses
Back-
are
But
tingling.
she's not always
Back to our
central.
king, Ashley will then say, yeah, if we wanted mobile, then give the coin to Ian, because he'll give it to whoever needs to be in the front lines, and he can make it to the front lines, and give the crown to me, because I'm always in the back lines, and I can make it to all of you guys. No one else is as mobile as me in the
Or
back.
may I make a suggestion? You could give it one to me as well.
No, I'm kidding.
Mm.
As I can have multiples of me out at any
Yeah.
moment,
Mm-mm.
and they could swap to have it at any moment as well.
I don't say anything, but I definitely look at Athena like,
She's also the same way. Like it's like Ashley or death. Ashley or death. Ashley.
Why not Handy? He has portals.
because he's the most fragile. No offense.
Yeah, you also seem the most affected based on your testing.
Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure
Which
I'm
is why
more
Ian and
fragile.
I will always make sure Ambrose is okay.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna give one to me, don't give it to Ambrose. I'm
Exactly.
usually not too far
from Ambrose.
from Ambrose at any given
He'll
moment.
cough and he will be at Ambrose's side. He hasn't left it since.
With cough.
I'm thinking
He's
the
that committed.
the best option would be to give one to Jeffrey. And then giving another to either Death, Ash, or Ian.
Well, Jeffrey said he didn't want it, but
I didn't say I
Okay
didn't
with
want
that,
it.
Jeffrey.
I'm just afraid of being outmaneuvered by it. I get the reason. I'm not gonna go against it if that's what you all want to do. But I just don't want it to be useless. I can do stuff with walls. I can move around a little bit, but you know, compared to Mop, Ian, Ambrose, Ashley, Cortez, who hasn't even been brought up in this discussion yet, you know.
The reason I don't say Cortez is because as much as it would be good, he's normally in the back lines or flanking away from
he needs
everybody
to
else.
stealth. Right.
He's been shooting
And-
light beams for like the last 3 weeks. What do you think he's...
Yes,
Give
but
him
he,
Arya then.
I'll be fine. He said in the
Oh
front.
yeah, no.
Why?
She's
You get
grown
called by the
enough-
hallways.
I don't think there'd be a hallway in a city.
It doesn't matter.
Uh,
All they have to do is roll in a hallway on
Guys,
wheels.
guys,
Respectfully,
guys,
respectfully,
everyone,
Pumpkin, it's a
everyone.
city. There's probably lots of
Let's-
hallways.
Guys, let's see this from
Please
a
be
more
honest.
better perspective. Out
Oh,
of
so
all
my
the
opinion doesn't
people to
matter?
Stay, no. But out of all the people
Doesn't matter? What?
to
Wow.
stay,
Y'all are evil.
She's been
out of
possessed.
all the people to stay level-headed, to know why we are doing what we're doing, and to hate this bitch with all of her heart, it would be Arya. She is mobile. She stays around us. She's our sub-support. And if anything were to go wrong, she can glass cannon her way out of this situation.
Well,
She's kind of a good fit.
I
even if we
disagree.
don't immediately think it.
Nope, I just disagree.
Your
I
arguments
go
are
to
all-
hallway one time, and I
It's-
get flamed for it.
it's
You know what
I'm-
happened in that
Going to
hallway.
Really
hallway
had
after
a
this.
major
think-
effect on
I
them.
just think, and I don't mean this in a rude way, Arya. I just think all of us have other more valuable roles in this fight. That you
Oof.
are the one that can easily go where need be to support another person. Versus the rest of us who might get one-tracked or tunnel visioned into the one thing that we are the only ones who can accomplish in that moment.
Respectfully, when's the last time I've been one-tracked or tunnel visioned?
Well, you get 3 tunnel because you can do that. What? He can have 3 tunnels.
No, I'm just saying it was funny.
But it's true, Ian. You are the only one who can do those things. So, in the case that you have this item and you need to go help someone else, but someone else might also need help more than
And
whatever
give
else
me-
you might be doing.
Give me the coin, and then I can just pass that off if I gotta go.
I think Ian would be fine for the coin. Do we all agree on that?
Would it be a risk because he has
who's
this
the person you...
that deal that he made?
Not everybody is
You
aware
don't know
of this.
about that deal.
I feel like Cortez probably has overheard.
No, because he went to bed.
Oh wait.
That's right.
Ambrose would have heard the deal.
Ambrose knows.
Oh,
Ambrose
you
is
know
the only one who would know.
Ambrose
no,
Jeffrey.
my apologies. I completely
fair.
forgot about that part.
Ambrose
good.
would know
You're good.
about
Cortez
this
hacked,
deal.
Cortez hacked into it.
Ambrose actively has stated
No.
that he does know the deal.
Yeah, he went to go sit with Ian after the deal.
Yeah.
with
So
Sarah.
reshoot that scene.
Yeah.
Starting from. All right. Anyway, welcome back. No.
Continuity era. Anyways. But Ian, you just said you'd pass it off to someone else, so maybe we should have two people on the coin that know it'll be either that we all know is either in Arya or Ian's hands, because they can.
I don't like this
go
Arya
back
play.
and
I'm not
forth
gonna
to each
lie.
other. Why don't you trust Arya?
It's not that I don't trust Arya. It's just that Arya, particularly a strong gust of wind. I just, she's not
No.
exactly one to take the heavy hits.
I have a reason for not giving it to Arya. Also, no offense, Pumpkin,
Yeah,
but
yours
whoever
is a
you give it
biased
to,
reason.
whoever it's given to, is gonna probably be, have a target on their back.
And she is mobile. More mobile than you, Jeffrey.
Okay, yeah, but Jeffrey doesn't need to be mobile. You could drop a nuke on this guy and he'll be like, "Oh, did a mosquito land on me?"
The other
Okay,
issue
but
is,
these are
and
different
no
levels of
offense,
nukes, guys.
the other issue, and again, Arya, you are a fantastic person. Please do not take this the wrong way. But if something, hold on.
Hiding her tears, she's like wiping her cheek, like I'm.
But
It
if
has nothing to
something,
do with your
no
usefulness on the
offenses.
team. You're just kind of squishy.
one, you are squishy. Two, if something happens to Jeffrey in this fight, and I know you all too well, I don't know how well you would
We
respond
would
to
all
that.
do something reckless if something happened to
Okay, let's not
Jeffrey
say
or
all
anyone.
do
We would
something
all do
reckless.
something
Makes you feel
wild.
better. If it makes you feel better, I can't last resort.
What?
What do you mean?
Why can't you last resort?
I made a promise with Jeffrey that I wouldn't.
Not gonna get into that.
Pretty good promise. Well,
As
Don't
long as he
tell any
promises
of
that he's
us.
gonna live, right? If I die.
That's bullshit. What, Jeffrey? What the hell are you promises are you making? Do you know where we are, buddy?
No comment.
I think
Okay.
I think more than anything, Jeffrey did have a good point. If Arya, who is unfortunately very squishy, has this coin, well, yes, we have a lot of us who are able to withstand damage and take damage for each other.
That's me.
It would also put us in a precarious situation, especially with Jeffrey and Thea's past.
I like the idea of giving
Okay.
it to Ian because he's someone that's good at drawing fire and not getting hit.
Give the coin to Ian, give me the crown. We're the most mobile. At the end of the day, that seems to be the most important thing here when we can easily pass it off to the person who needs it most.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
I flip the coin to Ian, and then I hand the crown to Ashley. And just so you're all aware, for the most part, I am going to be trying to distract her with the note, if she gets out of hand.
So, how you gonna extract her with a note?
Oh, I guess you don't even know what we've been talking about.
Nope, I've been dead.
It's from her mother.
Oh, shit.
We went to her mother's. Well, actually, all of the
rough, buddy.
all of the succubi's past queen's tomb. And
Fucking
there we
defiling a
found-
grave. Some vacation you had. Jeez, sounds like a fun time.
Shut up. Right. This is a very sacred
you.
place of destruction.
Regardless, her mother left her stuff that seemed untouched, and so we thought it
Seemed untouched. Do not know for sure if it was.
it was untouched. The whole chamber was locked, like with voodoo magic bullshit.
So, if I can use this note properly to grab her attention, she will come after me, which I'm not surprised if she would anyways, or she would just lash out. Either way, it's a better way than having her focused on anybody else.
We're gonna make her unhinged with this, though. We all know that, right? And we don't know how much, well, we know she's not holding a ton back right now.
I
but
personally
that
do not think it
last
will
snap-
distract her for long. It has to be used at the right moment. Beginning of the fight might distract her for a moment, but she's
No,
not
I wasn't planning on
easily
using it at the
broken.
beginning.
You need to save it for the
I know.
right play, for someone to hurt her enough.
This is
Be worth
exactly
it.
why we need you. This is also exactly why we need to go get War. War and Kari in a room together, figuring out our actual strategy for how we're gonna approach this, is gonna be our golden ticket here.
I mean, War is on his way, so we're not too far along on that. But I may have to pick your brain for a bit, Ash.
Oh?
If you saw the tomb, then did you see any other detailings, markings of what Succubi looked like back then? Anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Well.
her mother. Sorry, the giggle was Caroline, not Ashley. Her mother looked similar to her. All of them looked gorgeous. Some were
I'm gonna need to look back into that memory if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why we could show it to everyone if you wanted.
It's more so to go along with the letter. If you understand what I mean.
I don't. Because Caroline doesn't either.
I may not get the voice or the pitch correctly, but I can use images of her mother as I read it. Flashing them onto myself in order for her to see them if I project it correctly, or...
Ashley winces because that's cruel, but...
Hey, at the right moment, I'm just saying! Athena's not a mercy person right now.
I didn't pick Mercy.
No,
At
she
least
did
that'll
not.
be effective against her.
And I don't know if it's there's a lot of sentimental value in the succubi, of course, but
And yet probably
this might be
seeing her
bad
mother.
timing or might be good timing to also mention when we were back at that lab that we kind of fucked up a couple hours ago. The passcode to get into that really cool room that ruined our day was Zoe.
Athena's like, you, like, it's a look immediately, like, the head tilt, like, you left it out now.
Listen,
You
Ian hacked the
couldn't have
door.
s- You couldn't have said it earlier?
Well, we were dying, so you know. And then everyone went to
Right.
bed. So.
During
Why are
that
you watching
entire
big
trip?
screen?
Yeah, well,
Who's Zoe?
Ian was the one who hacked the door. Oh, you know, let's actually not talk about it. But those who know.
Why?
Well,
Later.
because okay.
We'll tell you later.
Let's just say it's a very important, a very important part of Thea's.
I'm just gonna like pull lust because I guess everyone else knows. I'm just gonna pull lust on the skidoo because I don't want to say it out loud for good reason. And in the
Yeah.
skidoo, which I don't think I've done with her yet. In this-
You haven't, because she's denied the request. And it's basically just her, but not wearing any clothes, and it's like a bedroom area. It's like, oh, gaudy, lustful bedroom, and Ash is just like, okay, what the fuck?
It's fine. I'm actually not even surprised.
Okay.
I won't be. I'll kind of go and I'll like go up to her on the bed and explain, but I don't know if I have to.
No, yeah,
explain
you're
out
good.
loud.
You explain it to her, and they just.
I kind of explain everything in the way that we know Zoe, and I won't tell her where Zoe is, but I'll just say like,
Yeah.
oh, we had Zoe in our possession on Earth for a bit, and we really love her, and Athena's like pseudo mom, and Thea really wants her because she'll become an actual god if she gets Zoe, but also she might have sentimental values to Zoe because Zoe's her daughter. Oh, and also Zoe is capable of doing a lot of the powers that Thea is also capable of doing, so...
Just kind of hears all that and just goes, fuck. Damn.
Yeah.
Who's the dad?
Great question. Well, we have
Elias
actually
Rose.
Ian probably has the most of the theories. It arguably another person who was probably taken by a desire demon and misery, and probably why they're really good at making people miserable.
Odd.
But might not. But it was just like a use of a. If I think she was just trying to get the upper hand, and then she fell in love with a kid she didn't think she was gonna fall in love with. But also, I think she needs the kid. I think she needs to kill the kid in order to be a god. And I don't know. She
Yeah.
might be dealing with her own shit in her head about it. I think she doesn't want to think about it, but she might actually like care. You know.
Maybe.
Anyways.
All right.
I give her a kiss on the cheek and then I let Skidoo out.
Lust blushes after they come out for a second, and gives Ashley like a kind of like a smirk.
I smirk back at her. She knows now. I say to everyone else.
So that all settled. That
And I pick her brain. I want to pick Ashley's brain.
and that
Bruh.
that Ashley is willing
right.
to do so.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'll go up to Athena. And I put my arm on hers like I'm gonna blood Skidoo, but I obviously can't blood Skidoo with the Athena, so I kind of just look at her with that look that I always give her when I let her into my brain.
Nice. Yeah,
Just
you're.
pupils dilate as she spaces out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're-
I take in as much information as possible.
Yeah, you get basically you get to see the.
Should we? I
Yeah.
was gonna say, did you want to go over what?
Did you
our
wanna do
crew
it,
went
or
through
did-
for the other crew?
Or did you want me to do it? It's up to you. Carolyn.
Sorry, I was trying to think. I'm looking at my notes too. I'll do a scuff cap for those who weren't part of the Steinar.
Mainly just
caboodle
looking for the tomb,
group.
the description.
Yeah,
of the
I just
tomb.
I just
so-
need to know what the mother looks like.
Yeah, we entered this tomb. The door to the tomb is actually completely shut with magic voodoo bullshit, and the magic voodoo bullshit meant a lot to the way that they protected these queens, just so that you understand how like important these people and their pasts were. We made it in, and it was like we realized it was a one-way door, so if you go in, there's a locking mechanism on the inside, as if you can lock yourself in there forever. So we can assume that when shit was hitting the fan, or in this case, all of the queens forever have gone in there knowing they're gonna die, and they lock themselves in to do that. Or in this case, the last queen definitely did that. We just don't know if any of the others did. But she locked herself in there intentionally, knowing she was gonna die and knowing that it was gonna be an open tomb until the next people who could actually deal with the magic on the door. And then it's like when in Avatar, when you walk into the Avatar temple, and it's all the statues of all the past avatars, and they're all in like a circle, and they're going in like a spiral around the room. It's a bunch of queens, and I'd say queens without actually thinking about gender here, because there are some more masculine looking queens, but for the most part they are all queens, laid out in their coffins and tombs, and in front of them are baskets of words. I was gonna say words of like blessings and affirmations for the afterlife, but some of them aren't nice. It seems like everyone in town or in the city had to write a thing for the queen that passes. And when we go in there, we notice that there's a bunch of treasures and special things that matter a ton to most of the other queens, and then that basket of affirmations of people talking about them, except for the last queen, who didn't have any basket of anything, because we assume that her people died, and just has those sentimental items on her chest, which was the crown, the coin, the letter. But the previous, we ended up going towards the previous queens and checking in their baskets of affirmations to find letters from people we might know, and specifically Thea. and we found Thea's old name that was in the original letter of the previous queen, and some of the kind of rude things she said to past queens, and kind of the really sentimental things she said to one of the other previous queens. And then we went back up to the original queen, and we got a good look at her. She looks like Thea, but not.
Can I post the image, Purple?
Yeah, it was just like a reference sketch that I would want to redo to be a little bit nicer, but it was something that was technically was a secret hidden detail, even though it was made as just a reference for other things.
Yeah.
I can post that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can see the semblance of Thea
forgot you did
in her mom rather than the other way around. So the mom has like iconic looks, and it does look like a succubi a little bit different than how we've seen Thea, because Thea is obviously molding into her original form rather than already being in her original form. But yeah, she just has a little bit of a different hairstyle and such, but we can see like a softer motherly touch of Thea look on this this queen, this resting queen. And I feel like there was something else I'm missing that you had highlighted about her.
A couple of the tattoos that the main like kind of like that sun swirl tattoo that is on the right shoulder of Thea, and it's not exactly fully detailed in Caboodle's version. That is very similar tattooing of that spot, was something I did highlight. But otherwise, it's
okay, yeah. I think it was the tattoos, because you were like, oh, she has like tattoos like how I would, because I'm influenced by the succubi. But like fully all over her body.
And one of the things is like I did say she was one of the most beautiful people you'd ever seen. And
like she,
regardless
of how much we might hate Thea right now, like seeing her mom is an act. There's a literal like beautiful maiden slumbering in her coffin here. Like she's actually gorgeous. That is what you did mention. You emphasized.
And also just like there was especially in the letter there, and just the expression that you are seeing within the memory, there is like an overwhelming, like that passion, that empathy, that emotional intelligence.
Tone, but it was just more.
But there is a kindness that Thea doesn't have.
Yes. And that was the big thing he emphasized to us when we first saw it. That not that Thea is ugly, because we know she's not. She's drop dead gorgeous. But this, her mother laying here, is so beautiful. Is arguably a little bit more beautiful, and then has that serenity to her face that we've never seen on Thea before.
She made peace with
we
her
look at
own
her
death.
for a bit. Some of us are taken aback because this is a lot. And then that's when we really deep dive into what this letter means, and we start finding a bit more plays of Thea around, and obviously reading the letter and realizing this is for Thea of all people, because Thea is technically supposed to be the next queen in succession, but the fucking world was ending around them.
One thing I will say, Athena being very intelligent, is while her mother didn't outright say that Thea was going to read this or was alive, her mother knew that Thea might have been one of few, if the only one, to know that wasn't there during the disaster.
Yeah, that's what's alluded a lot in this letter, and I'm gonna have to write it word for word from the recording, but it was really good. Cullen didn't write it down. He actually improv'd it, and we were crying by the end. And then he was like, "That was improv. I don't know what overcame me."
Because they asked later, "Wait, what was in that letter? Can I see that?" I was like, "I didn't write any of that down. That was just me."
It's genuinely me and Caboodle being like, "What the fuck do you mean you didn't write that down? That was so beautiful."
I'll probably help you with that, Carol, later. But yeah, that's what I needed to see. So, Athena kind of pulls back after seeing that and says, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Kind of clears her throat after seeing that, and then just waddles away.
And she waddled away.
And then I'm gonna go hang out with Cortez.
Cool. there anything anybody else wants to do or discuss while you're waiting for war that day?
I want to crash the plane.
Well, it's currently landed at the moment, so
Oh, right.
He's gonna crash it anyways.
kicks it off the
Pilot it
side.
just so you can crash.
I need someone to get hit by this parked plane.
No.
I can do it.
Me, let me do it, please. Thanks.
No, I can do it.
Jeffrey could probably help you with that.
Oh my god, guys. Is there any wait, I feel like we're missing a thing that we really wanted to focus on. So we did the items. We have to wait for war to really make the final plan. Everyone else is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the only thing to really probably talk about is Death's pocket that might be really annoying him now.
And he hasn't brought it up.
I mean, before he was smacking his leg a lot, so like
Is he
what's
still
doing
smacking
now?
it?
Is he like just lightly like shaking it a little, but it looks normal to all of us, but maybe if you really read into it, you're like,
Roll an insight against Death.
Well, I'm looking at him because I know
do it.
about this fucking pocket already.
I'll do it. Oh, fuck, man.
Oh. Yeah,
Nice.
give me
Wow.
it, bitch.
Wow. Unless he natural
Hold
20s.
on.
Also,
I wanna
I'm gonna roll the cheese dice.
I'm like giving him a very like I'm giving him the
Oh.
look. I'm about to bring it up again because I already brought it up before, but I'm definitely looking at Death like, come on, you have to fucking we need to fucking bring this up.
Now hold on. Roll 20 is being really fucking stupid right now.
Love that for
Roll
you.
20 machine not working.
Oh my
The dice machine not
lord.
working.
There we go. Did I get it?
Well, no.
23.
Technically, I rolled 10 higher than Caroline, but
But not an at 20.
but not an at 20. So Ashley will kind of see that he's not concerned. Like, Death does not seem like an overly concerned person. He's cognitively keeping awareness of it at all times.
Yeah, then I will speak up. Yeah, I will speak up. Well, actually, I'll like go near Death, and then I'll speak up. So I'm
Okay.
not intentionally trying to out him in front of everyone, but like those who hear.
Well, that being everybody.
everyone, yeah.
Unless
exactly.
you are all
Like,
out. Well, I guess you could have spread out a little bit, but like,
It's like obvious that I'm trying to talk to Death, but like also like I'm not making it a secret conversation is what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
I just didn't want to out him in front of the whole group, like because then it's confrontational.
mhm.
And Ashley doesn't need to do that right this
Like
second.
calling him out in front of the class, like, all right there, sonny
Exactly.
boy. What's in
Yeah,
your
I don't
pocket?
need- I'm gonna go up to him and I'm go. Is it worse? A lot worse?
It depends on what you mean.
Well, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it hard.
I'm always thinking about everything.
Death, don't play these games.
Turn me into your
You can feel how dangerous this is.
Yes, I can.
Are
I'm-
you waiting for a solution to come to you, or do you actually want to start talking about this? We gotta do something.
If there was something to be done, I would have suggested.
I'll touch the wheat.
Well,
No. I am not saying this to pick at you, but if we would have done something sooner, like I suggested, we probably would have been in a better space.
Quite
So,
possibly.
Waiting longer,
the Duke also could
Waiting
have been in
longer.
ruin.
but waiting longer is just going to worsen any ruin that would happen not just to me, but to you now.
I think I have a very good idea this can be used for. You
What's
don't
that?
need to worry.
I'm worrying.
Well,
This is chaos we're talking about here, Death. Come on.
and it's always good for a rainy day.
You're gonna use it? You're gonna use him.
Gives you a look that you can't discern what it could be.
And do you think you can? I say without an answer from my previous question. The last thing we need is losing you, Death.
I'll make you a deal.
Let
If
me
something is to happen to me during the fight, my last dying breath will be to give it to you.
Whoa. I give him a look. A wide-eyed look.
But of course, that won't happen.
You promise?
I don't make promises that I can't keep. A deal is a deal.
I will hold out my hand. All right.
His gloved hand. There's like a very intense way that the hands claps into yours. It's horrifying. It's like an awful shiver down your spine, but there's no like ill intent with making a deal, but it seems way more contractually
It's
binding
like
than anything you've ever done. There's
There's
like a lingering cold in the air before the hand Jake finishes.
She nods.
Ashley made a deal with death.
Give me a look. Yes, I did. But that's good, because it's, hey, Death, don't die. But if you do die, I will try to figure out this situation that might have caused the chaos that caused you to die. But also, don't die. The last thing we need is Death dying. Also, I like Death. Ian doesn't need to know that, but... Alright, I shake hands with him.
Excuse me.
Death doesn't like Ambrose, so Ian has to hate Death by default.
Yeah, Death and I have this rivalry going on.
I also don't.
I'm
think
very
that-
much outmatched, but you know it's there.
I don't know.
I love it so
Life
much.
and Death.
Death and I also have a rivalry, and I'm still winning. In fact, I actually
Me and Death are
ultimately won.
standing shoulder to shoulder,
Because when I
winning
die,
our
I ain't
prize.
going to Death. I'm going to party it up with El Baguette.
El Baguette!
Who is El Baguette?
Ebrizet.
Who?
Ebrizet, the god.
Represent the god that you guys
Oh.
Who I
some of you guys
exclusively
removed
refer to as El Baguette now.
The god of war and
from.
combat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like legit. When you said El Baguette and then the two of you said something, I just heard gibberish and my brain was like, huh?
What?
What the fuck do you mean, bitch?
Isn't Athena under Mirren, or did she get a different god?
I am under Mirren, but
Okay.
we said we talk about it after this, because, like, Athena may not want to be with him because, god damn the pranks. I don't.
You don't have to be prank oriented. He just enjoys a bit of fun to balance out your own life. You don't have to
Athena
prank.
does not
You're
understand
the less
fun.
trickery person that is under Mirren right now, okay, bitch?
Also,
you just want
Athena's
to
just like,
embrace a little bit of something that's so not you.
Hey, Athena
and
can
Athena's
always be
like,
the one to
no.
get pranked by other
Exactly.
followers.
but like Athena's also just like, I don't. What fun? What time do I have for fun? What do you mean? There's no fun.
I feel like Ian's a better fit. He's like, there's always time for fun.
It was on the
Honestly?
table.
It was, but I
But
chose
Ian went for
Mirren.
El Baguette.
Well, yeah, because he's cool.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks I should have gone for the knowledge guy, but I'm still okay with Mirren because it sometimes is funny. Anyways,
Anyway, is
Anyways, yeah.
there anything else anybody wants to do? Even if they just want to say a piece on something, talk to someone. Up to you guys. It could be anything you want.
Arya's scared, I guess, but that's it.
Bird.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Jeffrey, where
just need you just need
Ah,
your
my
doctor,
truck broke
Dr.
down.
Philip. You just need a Dr. Philip. How does it make you feel?
And how does that make you feel?
I mean, Athena, because we don't know what's gonna happen.
How does
Nobody
that
else.
make you feel?
Phil? If nobody else is gonna do anything, Athena's just gonna hang out with Cortez for a minute. She'll just kind of sit down beside him. You doing okay?
After I get a little bit more repairs, I should be fine.
Yeah, I wish I could help with that, but that's one of the few things I can't do.
I'll be fine. Silver Lady made this very easy to manipulate for little cases like these.
And then what about the you that points to his heart and goes, "Are you fine there?"
I would say yes, but I don't think you're speaking physically.
No, I'm not.
I figured. This will probably be the biggest battles of our lives.
Yeah.
There is a very good chance that we're all not gonna make it back.
He kind of nods. Or some of us make it out and others don't. Or we all do.
In the way of war, that is how it always is. Soldiers would always train in this mentality. But
It's,
I seem to have lost a little bit of that.
I think it's for the better. Well, it's good to know the numbers and the variables, but she kind of like looks back at the group for a minute. It's also good to know what you're risking. Then looks back at Cortez.
It's just the emotions that I've learned, everything that we've gone through. Now that we are facing such dangers, it's just the... ¿Cómo se dice? How do they say it? It sucks.
She kind of gives like an actual laugh. I was going to say hard to manage, but yeah, it sucks. I just wanted to make sure that I checked up on you for what could possibly be the last time we talk.
Of course. I've enjoyed every moment, despite me not showing it outward. Maybe I didn't enjoy every moment, pero
I don't think
these are all memories that now belong to me.
I don't think there's a single thing that I regret us doing. Some things I could change, but
Fighting him.
I like what we have.
Yo también. Me too.
She'll kind of like lean her head on his shoulder and then we'll just say, mi amor. Nona takes his hand.
That's cute.
Damn. And he's gonna lean his head on hers as well as he continues to continue to readjust his arm.
She'll just kind of watch. She'll give him a little bit of precog, but that's all she can help with.
Nice. Okay. Say then, if they're yeah, go for it. No, don't be sorry. I
All the
want you guys
couples
to
do
do
a
stuff.
thing. Except for Ashley, who's actually very intentionally staying away from Ian right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Ian, roll insight.
Yeah, you're cheating on me.
With like three people.
Yeah, you're
With like
You're-
three
yeah,
people.
three people.
All the other
No.
couples are having their moment, and you're cheating on
It's
me.
more like no, it's more like she's trying not to be near you.
And
because
Amber-
she needs
oh.
to focus on something.
After
else.
all we've been through, fine, I'm cheating on you with
No!
Ambrose.
Oh.
We're having the divorce live on stream. That's crazy.
Actually,
Finally,
is-
somebody that won't abandon me.
No.
Well, probably die.
That's crazy.
Too soon.
my
Oh fuck.
Nah, not
Oh
s-
shit.
Nah,
Not at
it
this
was about
point.
time. It was about time.
Somebody had to.
Now it's fine.
Anyways,
Somebody had to address the
Ashley-
vacancy in the room.
Ashley's just very obviously distracting herself with anything and everything else because she realized what's about to come, and that's scaring her, but she doesn't want to say it, so she's gonna do
Let
everything
me help
else.
you with that. I'm
Oh,
moving
no.
to Ashley.
No. Ashley's like fucking
Already?
playing rock paper scissors with Raph, but we're kind of like hurting each other's hands a little bit.
Rock,
Fucking
paper,
punching each
fire.
other's arms. Yeah, exactly.
Or paper magma.
Yeah, one,
Hey,
one, two.
Ashley?
What? Huh?
Do you mind if we talk? Like,
About?
I guess privately.
Oh, shut up! And I'm gonna punch his arm.
Shush.
Trips you as you
not
go
in
stand up.
trouble. Oh.
I give him a middle finger.
Gives you two somehow on the same hand.
I don't remember
I'll-
this being part of rock, paper, scissors.
Best part.
Don't worry about it. We're making our own rules.
It's almost as good as Monopoly.
Ah, fuck! We gotta do Monopoly. All right.
The only
and
way
now
to
I'm
play
done
is if
already.
cheating's allowed. If you get away with it.
Listen, if you get away with it, she says as Ari and her start
Oh.
walking away. What's
Uh,
up?
Can I ask you? I don't know if it's a rude question or not.
Okay.
Do you see me as weak?
Oh, is it because of the thing we said earlier? No, you're not weak. You're actually scary, strong, and could kill us all in one yell. But I see you as useful to us versus everyone else who has a weapon that could ruin certain enemies. We don't have much that actually helps each other. But you can literally help all of us. That's the only reason I brought any of that up earlier. I'm sorry, Arya.
That's fine. I can't really do much.
You do
I mean,
a
all
lot.
I can scream. I could put people to sleep, and
And
just
all of that is
lightly
really
heal.
helpful. Okay, yes, but
Not
it's
compared to
kind of a
everyone
jack of all
else, though.
trades. Okay, but everyone else has a very niche thing that they can do.
but then there's,
Everyone
like,
else is weak at one thing that could perhaps ruin them. And you, and Ian, but you as well, are the thing that could help that not happen. At least in my eye, you've always been there. Then yeah, I guess there's lots of moments we can say, hey, Ambrose made sure we didn't die, or Mop took a hunt for us, but you don't get enough praise for how much shit you've dug us out of.
I did put you guys into shit, though.
Haven't we all? We wouldn't be in here if it wasn't for me. So you can't sit here and blame it all on you when
Yeah,
you
but
know
I
a
went
lot
down
of
a
us.
hallway once.
I love you, Arya.
Beat Ian up for bringing the goddamn hallway back, alright? We didn't know
it's
what we were up
valid.
against, so you can't
It's also
let
funny
that
because I have
settle
no
in your
idea
head.
about this hallway.
Oh, we gotta tell you. Listen, the floor's plot armor, and that was you!
Wait, what?
We'll
explain after.
Plot armor, and it was an Athena thing! It was so beautiful!
We'll explain after. It's so fucking funny.
Wait, can we just like go and break really quickly? Because I need to know.
No breaks.
No break.
Oh
God.
god.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Fucking hallway floors protection. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah.
Sorry, I get. Well, I'm always very worried, especially about
About?
because I know Thea hates me a lot, so I'm probably going to get targeted a lot, knowing me, and then I'm weak. Like I can barely take a hit from anybody
If it
anymore, and
makes. Well, no. Hey, wait, hold on, Arya, and I'm gonna go up to her and I'm gonna pull her into a hug. Calm down. One, you're not weak. You're very strong. You have an amazing sense of movement, and me and you have done some crazy shit to get out of the way of some attacks that would have brought us both down. Okay. You're only a couple HP under me. You can't tell me you're weaker than I feel really bad. Number two. None of us are perfect. None of us can do everything. None of us are out here having the perfect battle. Actually, I don't think we've ever had a perfect battle, looking back on it. Because there's always something that someone gets an upper hand on, and there's always something that couldn't go wrong, but we figure it out together. And we need that togetherness in order to do any of the things that we've been doing. And if your head's not in that, and if your head's not in the idea of together, that really doesn't stand well for the rest of us. Don't you think?
yeah.
You're a lot
I
more
guess-
important than you think.
Sorry, I got scared because I'm not gonna lie to you. Ever since the idea of going up against Thea, it's scary because I always felt I was a lot weaker compared to everybody, and so just all that really got to me.
That's okay. We would all die if it was just us and Thea. But with all of us together, and I know she hates you for very obvious reasons, but she does hate a lot of
okay, I
other
hate
people
her
in
too.
this group for very obvious reasons. You can't just assume she's only gonna be on your ass when you know she's pissed at a lot of other people and would rather be on their asses instead.
I know. She
Just
has a
don't-
grudge against me though. But it's okay. I have a grudge.
And that's
against
okay.
you.
Just don't leave the group, Arya. It's
I won't.
together. No hallways in this battle.
Not the hallways. Oh god.
I'm not
It's
like
together.
Ian. I won't zoom all the way away from the fight.
Okay, well, Ian's a different.
He-
His
No, he
range
gets to
is.
he gets to make fun of me.
There's
I get
no
to make fun of
hallways
him.
because the hallways are a second away to him versus us that's like 10 minutes away. So he gets to run the hallways because the hallways don't matter. You, on the other hand, don't just don't let her get you alone, and don't hold back.
Well, I have to. I can't last resort.
Okay, well, don't hold back
Except on last
anything
resort.
underneath holding back a last resort. Yeah?
Okay. Thanks.
Don't worry, we're gonna do
Also-
this, and it's gonna be great.
Can I ask, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm pumped. We're gonna get this done. And then we're gonna go back to Earth and fix up some buildings and play some Monopoly. It's gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. She's putting on a good fucking.
She like
you know
squints.
when someone gets into the enough. I think a lot of us might already be there too, so I'm probably speaking for a lot of us right now. But you get to the point of shock that you are so delusional in your shock that yeah, what she said she believes, but it's because there's only fear behind it. But
She,
you know, it's the delusion of
squints
we're gonna go
and-
play Monopoly after this. It's gonna be good.
And yeah, she squints for a second before kind of giving a small smile to Ashley.
Do you want to talk about it, yes or no?
Talk about what? The strategy? I mean, we'll probably have to plan out some things with
my
war. When we
goodness,
finally get here.
Ashley!
Yeah?
You gotta check up on. Listen, you're checking up on all of our feelings too. And being a good friend to all of us, we gotta be a good friend to you too. So we gotta hear you out, and hear your fears.
Don't worry, Arya. You're already doing it. Being a good
but
friend.
it's also good to let them out. Listen, I feel a lot better after I talk to you.
I'm happy to hear that. I'll feel a lot better once Thea's head is in someone's hands.
Preferably Jeffrey's.
Yeah.
Tips.
Okay. How about we go back and you guys teach me how to play the hell version of rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, but it hurts a bit if you're alright with that.
It's okay, I can heal. Not a lot, but I can heal.
Come on over.
And if worst comes to worst, we have Ambra.
Arya's just humming the entire time we're playing rock.
I'm not healing you from rock, paper, scissors.
Please!
Ambrose, she's dying.
She did this to herself.
But I want to learn!
That's cold.
I would go back with the nerds and learn hell rock papers.
Okay, it's eventually involves just a lot of
It's just
punching.
Rock? Yeah, I was gonna say Rock is punching.
It's so funny because
Scissors
the
is a
other
little bit of
punches like
burning.
hurt between Wrath
Little
and
slices.
Ashley, and then there's like her Arya's punches are just so light.
We give Arya paper, and it's not really that hard.
When the paper is, you take your nail and slice a thin line across someone. Scissors, you
And my
scratch
nail's
someone's
not a
eyes.
nail, it's just a.
And punch, you just
It's
full on
fine.
punch someone.
We're hurting each other a little bit. It's helpful though because we're giving each other points, and we like the points.
Well, I don't
You
have
more
points.
Nope,
That's
yeah,
nice.
you're
Well,
just
must
here
be
for
nice
the
for you.
element.
Yeah, I'm just here for support, okay? Friendship.
Alrighty. So with friendship being ensued and moments being had, I'll ask one more time. Is there anything else? Do or discuss? Alright. Then I will say.
Oh, actually, okay.
I mean, if somebody wants to, please do. Please do. If not, I will continue for everyone's benefit.
Okay, but guys, like, wait. Take a moment to breathe here.
Look,
Oak, are you talking? Because we can't hear you.
I'm gonna hold my
No,
tongue.
no.
It's just your character looked like it was talking, to be
Yeah,
honest.
your
Yeah,
character
no,
was talking.
I just tend to open my mouth a lot, especially
Op.
when I'm just like moving around.
guys, shit's about to go down, and we're about to like do the thing that we've been working on for 6 years to figure out how to do. So like genuinely, is there anything anyone needs to do?
Are you trying to prolong this inevitable?
No, I just okay, maybe just a little bit,
Mop
but
would
I'm
like to
just
kill Thea.
saying.
Okay.
Okay,
Mop
okay,
has
okay,
killed
okay,
Thea. Just give her a
Wait.
small recap of what happened in sessions of.
That was good.
I got a,
Spray
I
her
got a long
eyes
rest,
with
right?
soap spray,
Yeah.
and then she died
Oh,
because she's
zero.
allergic to soap spray.
Yeah, she's allergic to, she's been
He
allergic to
was
soap
so
the whole
dirty.
time.
She was so dirty. She was made of dirt, and when the soap hit her, she disintegrated.
We melt the
Just
witch like the
gone
Wizard of
so-
Oz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everybody did get their long
Yeah.
rest. If you didn't hear that before, you should be at full cooldowns and abilities and all that.
I would
Okay.
not be anymore, but like I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah. You've used some stuff, but
I did my thing. But
Do
we're
you
kind
wanna
of
take
resting.
a break? Go use the bathroom
Nope.
and stuff. Let
Nope.
people think about it.
Nope.
Before we move
Nope.
on to strategizing about the. Okay.
nope.
Ash, I am not
I-
about to go to the
I-
bathroom in hell.
I just, we can stall a bit because we really need Jeffrey, but like it's fine, it's good, we're good.
Well, it's not like we're gonna like it's time skip
We're
to
not
Thea's
killing
front
Thea today,
doorstep.
right?
All right.
No,
Anyway,
we're
you
gonna
guys are now on
strategize in a
Thea's front
second.
doorstep.
No.
Just jump cuts.
All right, Mom.
You might be wondering how we got here.
On the door.
I just think it's been really ironic that every time we strategize about something, Kira's not here, and I need to argue with Jeffrey, and we haven't been able to do it.
Oh my god, no.
Well, we're
That's
not
all you
stopping
want
right
is-
now. Sorry.
No, I know we're not stopping. Don't worry. I was just saying if we needed a break
Alright,
to let
Purple,
everyone
you
think
gotta
about
argue with
anything they need to bring up, but if we're
argue
good,
with
we can.
Carol as
Wait,
Jeffrey.
I need to
We'll
tell
just get-
Ian
we'll
that
just
if
get
he
Brandon
dies, I'm
here
not
to
bringing him back.
Argue with Caroline. All right. Anyway.
I just need to really quickly just talk to Ian, just let him know that if he dies, I lose my memory again.
DNR.
Okay, but you can learn a better way.
DNR.
It's fine. It's fine.
That was kind of
DNR. Do not resuscitate.
Oh no!
I have given
I will
him the
resuscitate my
Athena.
man.
No,
No.
I have given the Athena stamp of approval. He
Bro,
cannot be.
Literally stop him from dying.
Bro, DNR.
Alright,
Death is right
I'm not
there.
resuscitating you because you never died.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Death and I are gonna make sure that he does die. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how many times
to-
Death has been like, oh, I got him this time. Damn.
Fuck.
I'd like to find the nearest hell shop. I'm gonna buy some nice glass jars, and every time someone's
can we
about to
get some-
die, I'm just gonna take their soul
their
and
soul,
just store
please?
it in the jar.
I just,
Uh-oh.
I really
Everyone's
like
ass
the
in the
idea
jar.
I just learned.
that
You know, now that I
somebody
think
takes
about
the DNR sticker
will
and just
mention-
sticks it on the back of Ian.
Oh, maybe I will. My almost exalted form can do some pretty cool things. So guys, if you die, get ready for some really fun bullshit because I ain't letting that happen.
I just had a crazy thought.
I also think Ambrose won't let that happen. I
Yeah,
also
no.
think
You
Aria will
literally
try her
can lock your soul
damnedest
in
at
your
it.
body, so it's impossible
Exactly.
for you to die.
That
If
might
I
make a
get
fun
too
deal with you.
low- If I get
No,
too
it's
low
not.
on HP, I could just abandon my
I
broken
know
body.
a really quick
Go hang out
way
with
in order to
Cortez.
make sure that Athena dies. I hope you know this.
All right.
Guys,
If y'all want, I have a
Guys.
quick way
Guys.
all y'all can
Guys.
die.
Can we just
Stop it!
acknowledge the fact that if someone's gonna die, it is going to be Ian first? Like it's physically no. Like
Ian
it's
gets to go first.
it's impossible
one's
for you
dying.
not to die.
No one's
Like
dying.
like I'm going to take
No
any
one's dying.
fatal blows.
Absolutely no one's gonna die.
Did you not just hear the sappy but yet also sweet thing that Athena and Cortez figured out?
That's on
Probably
YouTube.
not. Probably
I didn't hear it. No one's dying. No one's dying.
All right.
I heard
No
it.
one's dying.
All right. I will ask that we clear,
No.
and I will say, "Fuck you, dude."
And this is why Ashley didn't have a conversation with Ian because the last thing she needs to hear is Ian being like, "But I'll die first, okay?" No, fuck you, Ian. You're not dying. You're
Okay.
gonna stay in this picture perfect, beautiful frame that I'm letting you stay in right now. so
Okay.
that-
But I will say, as you guys get about halfway through the day, Ambrose notices it first. There's this odd, like, rushing wind sound. That's like almost more like a. He places it as like a large, like a suction sound. That kind of. that kind of echoes through the caverns, and you guys start to hear it after a little bit. Athena and famine and pestilence among those first, and then Cortez and Ashley, Jeffrey, Arya, until everybody is kind of hearing this very loud.
Athena stands up.
It gets colossal in size of just how loud this must be.
Or how big this must be. How many people this must be.
Is it a familiar sound that Steiner, Kara, and I heard?
Is it that one moment? No, is it that one moment in Lord of the Rings when the army is approaching and
No.
the earthquakes are
No,
happening around them?
unfortunately not. You see that the mist that normally sits above the abyss starts moving
Ah.
away from you, out of the abyss, towards Hell's City.
Oh no.
Fucking rigged.
It has like a swirling hurricane-like effect as it kind of goes up, and you can't even see down this cavern as there's so much fog and mist that's normally in the abyss that is swirling around the Hell City until it gets to the point where you can see into the abyss, down to the bottom. After a few hours of this awful noise, it dies down and you can hear it off in the distance. Everybody can. It's a nightmare for Ambrose right now. But it's horrifying just being able to see that far down.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen some of the cliffs have been like tens of thousands of feet, hundreds of thousands of feet. This goes so far down that you can't even fathom how far. See creatures. Creatures that almost look like they belong in the Silent Realm. But that horrifying and monstrous. It's like looking into the bottom of the ocean and seeing things you're not meant to see.
And she'll probably stand next to Ambrose because she knows that this was really fucking bad for him. Like, hold his shoulder.
Alright then. That's new. Athena says, looking down into the abyss.
You. Yeah, it's fine though. She's just trying to scare us or something. It's bullshit. It is.
It's not bullshit. It's there. Anything bullshit. Anything bullshit is there.
Off in the distance, that massive storm that has been brewing, you hear a... You hear it rough 1,000+ miles away.
It's fucking cheap tricks. It's bullshit.
Can I turn on my energy sight for this?
You can.
I want to look into the storm a little bit. I want to see if it's really a storm or if it's something.
You look into the storm and you see that there might be at least one reason you've discovered why Thea is doing it besides the sound. You can't see anything but bright pink magenta when you look into it, covering any other movements or creatures, any senses or sensations.
You see Athena kind of take a step back as she takes a deep breath in. Her eyes are like flickering all around, like looking for anything that isn't magenta. But knows it's nothing.
Athena, I say when she like takes a step back, but then I won't say anything else, and I'll just look at Ambrose because he can also see shit. I
He's
kind of just look at both of them for whatever the fuck they're feeling.
his
right
eyes are
now.
just kind of darting around in a very slight panic.
Why did I feel like something might happen like this?
Like what?
It's her. It's all her. This entire storm is her. It's not just a cheap trick. It's not just anything. It is her. If our army goes into there, I don't think we stand a chance.
Do not give in to despair.
I'm not. I'm saying if we have an army go in there, that's an extra army for her.
The army will just be a distraction for us to do the job we need to. This will just make it so we have a little less time than we expected. That is all.
We can still do this.
I didn't say we
can-
couldn't. This is gonna make things a lot harder than we anticipated.
We knew it was gonna be fucking hard. We knew this is gonna be the hardest thing we've ever done. Right? She'll kind of look around at everyone.
It doesn't matter. We are the only ones that can take action, and so we will continue to take action.
I nod at Cortez.
You see a few miserable hours later of being in this awful, awful wind and thunder. Almost at points it feels like there's this weird, like, dryness starts to pick up. Because it's normally there's no rain really here. Starts to kick up dust.
Where's the sandstorm?
That awful sandstorm starts kind of rolling in your direction, forcing you to have to take cover in the ship. Until all you see is just red, swirling sand outside.
It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. Bullshit. We're fine.
Right. I'm sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of shit here.
No, you're good.
Can Athena sort of? Oh god, I'm gonna pray to Mirren a little bit here.
Okay.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest,
That's
and
good.
probably only Cortez, maybe a few others would notice it, but like there's like an extra purse in her like pursing of her lips that's more than usual. But I'm gonna pray to Mirren. Oh god. Well, Mirren, I don't really know where to start on a prayer at this point, but if you could just give me any sign of how much things are in our favor and are not, where the balance is, that would be great. And thank you for what you have and haven't done to try and keep it as it should. In Mirren's name we pray, amen.
Roll me a faith or religion.
I have to.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh god.
At first my brain was like, in Jesus' name we pray. I'm like, wait, is that Jesus? Faith and religion.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is my definitely my faith. Okay, I'm rolling really fucking low.
You see that it takes a moment, and then kind of looking through that one of the windows in the ship on the side, Athena swears she sees a set of bronze scales there for a moment. And they wobble a bit in the snowstorm, or not snowstorm, the sandstorm.
Can she hone in on it?
You see as you focus, they tip until right in the middle.
Thank you. She kind of says out loud.
And then it gets blown away. No one else seemed to see it.
She does say thank you out loud as her head goes up. And she goes back to thinking.
Could I try something too?
Sure.
Mostly to help Ambrose feel more comfortable and not be overwhelmed. I'm gonna try and like make the noise in the ship
Mm-hmm.
kind of like all the outside noise a little muffled,
Okay.
and like counter it by humming like essentially either like brown noise or white noise,
Okay.
kind of, or mimic that.
You see Arya kind of plays around with this, like,
Arya just starts going.
kind of, yeah. Kind of, and then it becomes the kind of the soothing brown noise, kind of adding in the frequencies of sound that are not present in the already rushing winds to make that more softer brown noise.
Also, to take an inspired action.
Nah. But just, yeah, Arya's fine. She's able to figure that out. There's no urgency at the moment. Then, you see as you are sitting there, it should be getting closer to the time that war is to arrive. And you see Cortez and Ian, you notice something push the ship slightly.
Oh,
Huh?
fuck.
Something that Ashley didn't sense, Ambrose didn't hear with all the noise. You hear a slight... It's like the ship has notified you that there is something currently pressed on the top.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I've looked
So,
out. I've looked
should we
out
check it out,
the
or-
window.
We
Can I
don't
see it
want
from
your
the
Girl
window?
Scout cookies.
No,
thanks.
all you see is red sand.
Mop will go out and investigate.
Well, you don't know about it yet. It's only Cortez and Ian because they're at the front of the ship.
Oh.
You heard a
I bet.
from the
I thought
towards
it
the
was-
front.
Do I sense?
You did
anything
hear,
demonic?
like everybody else did, heard an alarm go off on the ship. So you don't know what that means. You do not sense anything demonic.
Are we low on gas?
Ian, give way. So what was that?
If
You
I
guys
knew,
hear their
you know,
conversation.
I mean, do we investigate or?
What's
We're
up?
going to have to.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, ship maintenance. Shut the fuck up!
Are we low on gas?
No, we're not.
The
What?
sandstorm?
Yeah, probably.
Each beep
I
is a
see-
different
Okay.
different one, by the way.
I just believe Ian.
Okay, we're just gonna go check it out. It
I
shouldn't
don't
be an
believe
issue.
Ian. Can I?
I'm a go into my demon metal density. So
I'm just
not
saying,
pushed by
what are
wind.
the odds that it's just, it just
Okay.
the filter needs to be cleaned? I'm just saying, like,
You
I'm
see,
just saying.
everybody feels the
Let's
ship
hurry up
tip
and check it out.
and be lifted. You're like now tipped at like a 45-degree angle.
It's fine.
All right, I'm definitely checking it out now.
You see
We're
Jeffrey
checking it out,
immediately
though.
magnetizes the ship to be held in place, and then you guys all hear a as a scraping gets some things gets pulled off. How are
not
you,
good.
you're gonna go out the back? Which way are you going out?
I will.
I'll dive out the window.
Okay, he's got the window.
I'll open the window a little bit. I'm not just gonna break the window.
He
You
rolls
maniac.
it. He rolls it down. No,
Slides it out, jumps out.
you see
The fuck was that?
It's
you
fine.
slide out the window. Roll a perception at disadvantage.
I believe him.
Stop believing it!
What the fuck is going on out there, Cortez?
We're diagnosing the issue.
I'm checking it through the back.
Okay, you go towards the back. Roll me a perception at disadvantage as everybody feels the door open and Sands everywhere in people's faces.
Using my wings to cover up most
Oh,
of my
good job,
fucking body.
Cortez. What?
No,
It
that's
wasn't
at
advantage.
disadvantage.
So it's a 20.
That's at disadvantage though, right? You said?
Yes, so it'd only be a 20.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
You see you both look around,
Wait, do I have no, I don't have an inspiration.
but you see something that reminds you of a bone praying mantis, but about 1,000 times larger. Currently coming up over the
damn
side,
it.
and Ian's pretty sure that's something he saw at the bottom of the abyss earlier.
Ian's just kind of like, aw, damn it. That's not gonna buff out. Oi, buddy, do you have a permit?
Oh my god.
You see the head kind of starts to spiral down, and then you see something else suck it into the sand with a.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. There's probably something bigger out there.
And then you
Did I witness
There's always a bigger fish.
You did not see it. You just saw something grab it, and it was gone.
Could be the dragon. Just have faith that
All
it's
right,
the dragon.
I go back in and close the back.
You guys see the ground.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
What the fuck are we gonna do?
We need to get out of here.
Okay.
Oi, Ian, you have a freaking
Ian?
flying permit. Fuck!
Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, I guess we're just gonna... I mean,
You know it's bad when Arya's yelling at
listen,
you.
the wind speeds are really not gonna make... Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll just fly this ship in these winds. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I can stabilize us. It'll be fine. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
All
that's
right.
it. I was about to be like Jeffrey can stabilize us, but in character. Jeffrey, you work on that, and I will create a dome. And I'm going to do something similar that I did last time,
Okay.
where I created a cone-shaped dome using celestial energy to push back the wind,
Okay.
so we can get a little more.
Okay.
What is it? Aerodynamic
Gotcha. Yeah.
stuff.
Go ahead and roll me concentration or focus, and Jeffrey will roll a magnetism. And Ian roll me a. Let's just have you roll a dodge for the bonuses, for your flying. You see that for a second, you guys start to fly off, and you feel something just grab around you, but then it gets quiet, and it's no longer red sands around you. It's dark. Completely black. Well, shit!
Hey, yo, Jimbo, what's the situation?
You see,
We all look at the Scourger demon.
I got...
He
Hey, you wanna go kill something out there, buddy?
he phases through the wall. It disappears.
I'm sure Jimbo's gonna handle that.
Mop, you hear a from your device.
Faith, it's the dragon. Just have faith it's the dragon.
But you not try to fly away.
It was the dragon! I was right!
Not making
Wait,
this
what does
easier.
he mean by that? We say he's looking at Mop answering the call.
I take it you've arrived.
Yes, we're there. We got rid of your bug problem.
Maybe I shouldn't have said Jimbo.
Fuck yeah.
Captain! Captain! You hear screaming. Hold on, we have a problem. I'll call you back.
Ian!
What do you want?
Go
You
get
go get-
him!
You get me, and I will land the ship.
He's the Go get him! Go!
What's going on? What the hell?
So yeah, I will switch places.
What do you want from me?
I will switch places with Ian and control the ship while he goes takes care of that.
What?
I feel like at this point this is the funniest hard cut to you guys are just on the ship. Just on the ship with Jimbo just be like, sorry about that. No, but
Yeah, cut from like the intense talks that we just had of being ready for the fight of our lives. Oh my god, we accidentally saved Jimbo!
And then we're all just sitting there, like, ashamed of ourselves as Jimbo, like, ripped a hole
Well,
inside the dragon.
It could have been worse.
You see it cuts to on the ship of
What the fuck?
War walking up to you guys and be like, well, what did we learn?
I didn't learn anything. I made a judgment
Yeah.
call.
You see War comes around the corner, very Death Vader style.
Not to let Ian make decisions.
I'm about this close to scolding the hell out of you. I was just doing what you idiots told me to do, and then I make a decision based off of what you tell me to do, and then we blame me.
What's going wrong? Don't lie.
You see, you see the
I'm
blue
taking no
icy
responsibility. This was not my fault. End
demon
of story.
lord Coco just goes, ahem. I believe you have your business taken care of. So you should collect your people and go.
Well, if we could just, use the ship real quick for a little bit longer, that'd be great. Okay, thanks, bye. I'm kidding. I would not say that.
Well, considering the storm, Captain Andre, I think it might benefit us greatly if you were to drop us off closer.
Captain Andre crosses his arms, gives a look at War, like they have not had agreeable conversations. It seems like War has been controlling a lot of the situations. We will put you a small bit closer, but that is as far as we go.
Wait, hold on. What are you guys afraid of? Just so that we know.
I just do not want our troops to get caught up in the storm.
No, not you, War. Andre. Captain Andre.
We are not getting involved in this fight. Not at all. It is not going to happen.
Well, it's not.
You
it's
can
not,
have your
they've said it
opinion, and
before.
I'm not upset. I understand. I just think that
Oh,
we're
it's
at
fine, man.
an interesting crossroads of what's about to happen here in house. So I just want to know, and I want to understand why.
The ship will not fit.
Will not fit what?
It won't fit into the passageways into the city.
So you'd have to go by foot, and you're not leaving your ship.
I do not leave this ship.
Okay, that's a good enough answer for me.
Regardless, we won't need them anyway. They're not useful fighters in this.
Whoa, these guys saved our lives, War. Sorry, I don't mean to speak back to you, War, but Captain Andre is very, very...
He puts a hand up to you.
Capable in their rights, but as fighters directly. No, they are not.
I look at Captain Andre like, what?
Just kind of giving them a scowling look, like a vein in his temple popped out a little bit.
But they're strong in other areas. They built this whole dragon.
And what good is it now that it's too large for it to be useful?
Well, technically too large for the passageways into Hell City, but not too large for the Abyss that has no fog in it anymore.
And also...
We are not stupid enough to go into Abyss regardless of time.
It's a
You
good
could fly
intimidation
above it.
tactic.
Nothing in the mist in the air. Just don't go low. You know how to fly.
Things are coming up from the abyss, that's the problem.
And they beat that bug like as if they just squashed it with their foot. It wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Now, with, the abyss being everywhere, there's not much else you should be afraid of.
We did not say we were afraid of anything.
I wasn't saying you were afraid of anything. I was saying you're more capable than others might be saying you are. That's all. If you leave right now, there's nowhere to really leave this situation. But if you want us to
Far
be
enough
good on our
away is
deal-
fine.
They've already made up their mind. There's no sense in talking with them.
Thank you for what you have done. So, I think we should give you merit for that.
Just want to make sure this is a decision you're making and that someone else isn't making for you. I say, looking at Captain Andre.
That's quite enough, Ashley. I've had the situation handled. Do not ruin it.
Sorry, War.
Anyway, I think it is time that you meet your troops. And we get this thing sorted. Captain Andre, please escort us to as far as you're able to go.
He walks off with Coco.
It's a very roundabout way of working with him, but do not ruin my planning. I have him nearly willing to go into the battle with us.
I look at War like, oh, so you did.
He shakes his head in disappointment at you.
Sorry, this is the first time we're really like talking. My bad.
But yes. Well, nearly all of the quarters are filled with different troops. I think it is time for us to go and see them. Make sure at least you know what we're dealing with and not just me. And then we should go to the war room and plan out what I have discovered. I've already sent out scouts into the area to see what I can get back. However, none of them are going to return because, they are not planning on having them return. But they are zombies.
So you don't really want to scout?
No, I have scouts that are relaying directly into my brain.
Oh. I look back at the others. You guys, this guy is this cool. Shit, man. You guys didn't even talk about
we've
war
been
this time.
we've been hanging out with him for like, well, not you. Yeah, no, it's been great.
Things have been fine, other than a brief bit of drowning when we entered.
Oh.
That is true.
All scores are kept and tallied regardless of how they benefit me in my ego or stature. But this way...
As you get like conveyor belted around, and as you go through the normally barely populated corridors at all, there's just demons of all different shapes and sizes. You don't know exactly what War said, but there's like scrambling of cheers and like war cries and stuff. Some people like jump on you like excitedly. It's not the most pleasant experience, but it's not awful, and it seems like these people are they're just ready to fucking fight.
Fuck yes! Fuck yes!
And it seems after War tells them there's now an awful storm, they get more excited.
Oh my god, these guys are dim-witted. I'm terrified.
Well, looking at a lot of them,
They're exactly the kind of people we need to rush in there and murder.
the more you kind of go around with them, while they are bloodlust heavy, they're so like intelligently bloodlust heavy, because that's what they do 24/7 365. And it's a little concerning. There's some that are like massive monstrous creatures, some small and like very stealthy creatures going through the vents. There's ones that more snake-like or insect-like, ones that are barely human, some that are just shadows or wraiths passing through walls.
Badass. Any of them blood demons?
A few, like 100 or so.
I'll keep it in mind.
100 out of the
In mind for later.
what War tells you is around just over 30,000.
Jesus!
30.
About damn time.
That's a few.
And you said about.
They'll give a good 6 seconds.
How many are blood-based demons?
100.
Sorry, I just need it for 100 blood-based. 30,000 troops.
And you see that he wraps you all around to the war room, which is just a long table that has a interactive 3D map of the Hell's City. But you see there's a bunch of chairs, a bunch of different papers, some tablets, things like that he's definitely been planning. There's some markers that seem to indicate where he's sent scouts, where he's already sent scouts. Very planned out and organized.
Our kind of man.
But with our meager 30,000, it will not do much to dissuade Thea's forces. While I don't have an exact number, I know it's the population of Hell City, while she had to destroy many of them. It does not nearly equate. There's probably roughly about 1 billion or so.
Yeah, but we're talking citizens.
I make sure Kari is right next to me so that he can see all of this stuff.
His
He
eyes
isn't, like,
scanning
pushed
over
behind
it.
The table or anything. Yeah.
Civilians, yes. But, 100 or so civilians against a weaker demon, or a few thousand against a larger demon, is enough to wear them down or at least slow them for a larger demon to take their place. The problem is, with a direct confrontation, they will be flooding the streets and the spaces that our forces will be able to go through. It takes longer to slaughter them than it does to just simply walk through.
So, how many fighters are there in Hell City? Not the civilians.
Well, considering that I believe there to be a number of Desire demons currently leading a lot of these forces, there are others such as
Whoa.
Scourges and Shinigami.
Whoa. What Desire Demons? We
Oh.
just came from a facility that had some interestingly empty pods.
My
of
scout
Desire
has only seen one, and it was for a moment before they were eradicated. Well, I assume they were eradicated. They fell asleep. So I would assume it's the large purple demoness is narcolepsy.
Purple demon
Large purple demon.
S demon S, a
Mhm.
girl. Sorry, large purple demon S girl is what did he say? Narcolepsy.
He would assume is narcolepsy.
Okay.
One thing that is also important to know is, I believe, based off of the response time of those scouts that have been sent in, they are in a hive mind of sorts. That if one knows, they all know the positions of anyone. I have not been able to break the outer perimeter of the now destroyed city. No, everyone, every living creature. Well, living or dead, I should say.
Which
So
means
it's all
Thea
one
would know.
unit
Yes.
The minute we get into the city.
She will know exactly where to position her forces as soon as we go in. Which
might mean a dual assault.
That could be a
Pestilence, you don't
possibility.
happen to have a way to deal with a hive mind of Thea?
I mean, besides just fucking murder them or deal with them one at a fucking time, no.
Unless we used our power simultaneously, I can gain access to each of their minds. because they are-
If there's a fucking billion, it's not gonna work.
What if you just reverse engineer it?
Well, I mean more
there's also biological warfare. I could
Ooh, I like
gas the
that.
seats, but it's also really fucking windy, and that could be really bad for our forces.
Why do you have
Yeah.
Vor's mask on?
Yeah, take force
I'm doing drugs.
And you're not sharing?
It's poison. It's
I
poison.
love crazy.
Let me get a
grandma.
hit.
Also, isn't Pestilence not crazy grandma right
I'm
now?
immune
It
to
is what
poison,
I'm
this is
grandma.
fine.
I am what I'm
Yeah,
grandma.
but he
Yeah,
only
purple
knows how to
grandma.
do grandma's voice because if he does a woman's voice, we're gonna have Thea here, and we don't need Thea here. So keep the grandma voice up.
I know. Can I just have a little bit of crazy
No,
Pestilence?
he
Thea?
tried. Yeah. He
Nope.
tried and it sounded like Thea, and he was like, never mind, we're doing grandma.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking grandma's back.
She's been gorgeous with us on our when it was
Her
just
voice,
our-
on the other hand.
yeah.
It's just so you could differentiate
Anyways,
these two.
anyways. Okay. What was Ian saying? Ian, say your thing again.
I said, what if we reverse engineer it?
Reverse engineer.
You know,
That's
like
interesting.
yeah, just like if they know everything, then why don't we just like reverse engineer it so we know exactly where Thea is, so we know exactly where to go?
Or The easier option would be give them false information. Then I look at Athena.
There's a decent
they
merit
think-
with that, but there's an illusion, and if Thea sees through the illusion, it will not be worth it.
Okay, then if we can somehow gain information from the hive mind the way that they're gaining information from us. What do we
I
do?
am interested in the thought behind the robot, E4N's reverse engineering. How do you propose we reverse engineer a hive mind versus a living soul connection?
It's a great question. Well, I think that's less my department and more Athena.
I mean,
I look back at Athena again.
I look at Ambrose for help. 'cause he
I'm
was-
just an idea guy, alright? I'm
If
not the
it is a
logistics guy.
soul-based department, it would be my jurisdiction. He says, looking over at Ambrose.
I know a
Yeah.
thing or two as well.
I mean, I trust Ambrose. Also, I mean, you've done a horrible job at getting my soul, so...
Anyways, Athena just goes.
No
We'll
offense, buddy.
consider
I'm
it a
not trying to be rude.
collaborative effort, then.
Hey, that's what I wanted in the end, a collaborative effort.
Ambrose and Death, what can you do with the souls?
Well, if they're dead, it might be something I'd be more able to, but if she's been puppeting corpses, they don't have souls.
Then, well, Ambrose, what about you?
I mean, Death pretty much covered it.
See?
I mean, more so what?
If they don't have souls, then the hive mind runs directly through Thea, and there's no souls for us to
Well,
mess
you-
with.
It's
Well,
something
then it
we'd
wouldn't
have to
be
be
a
close
soul
enough
then,
to
Death.
see.
It may
Close
not be a
enough for them
soul
to
then.
know that we're seeing, though.
If it's
My idea of a soul link was conjecture. I do not actually know if they are connected by souls or mind.
well, it doesn't hurt to mess with both at the same time, right? Whether or not the soul is there, the mind is always there. Thea's mind is there. Her connection to them is there. If we were to
What?
reverse engineer it in a sense, it could be taking the organ in which is the brain
Okay.
and making sure that we're combating it with Ambrose and you, Death.
What do we
and
know?
Body.
You're right. What do we know about the characteristics of her in your head and her in someone's soul, though? And then I'm
Well-
gonna really sadly look at Jeffrey. This is why I need Kier here.
Well, if we remember, Athena kind of trying
Well,
to
we
take a
don't.
little bit of flack from Jeffrey at the moment. If we remember, in a soul, it can almost be undetected, and we won't know that it's there. If it's a live human, like, if we remember, Sophia at one point was human, and we didn't know. She was completely controlled by Thea.
Well, we didn't know until Ambrose figured it out. Because Ambrose, you could see it in their soul. right?
Exactly. If it's in their soul, it was undetected until we were able to see souls.
So if it's soul based right now, you guys can do it. But if it's mind based,
I'd have to. And that's a whole nother level. They and I have always been sort of fighting each other.
I can remove that shit pretty easy.
and pestilence.
But it's like one at a time. It's not
That's
like
not gonna
40.
work.
But if I came into the mix, I could help you make it 40.
Yeah, 40 out of what? A million?
No. How many people was it again? War. 100 different civilians, but how many
No.
people fighting?
A billion. Total,
People
roughly.
fighting?
Yes. Majority of them, as Ian stated, are civilian. There's probably in the thousands, if not tens of thousands, of other more powerful demon lords and other warriors. The elites, of course, are the ones that are near our level, but I wouldn't want to run into 1,000 demon lords by myself.
I could easily take care of the lower and lesser mines. That's easy enough for me to
You
do.
normal circumstances, but they are protected by the hive mind, and you'd have to break through Thea's control and her mind, not theirs.
I don't need to break through their
Yes,
control necessarily. I just need to be able to incapacitate their minds.
Their minds are
What?
already incapacitated. They are dead.
Not all of them.
Well, they're hidden here in hell. They're
Our-
they're dead.
What about their positions? Are they all simply grouped up in the Billion Bunch, or are they separated? Are they...
It's hard to tell exactly because I have not been able to break into the inner circles of Hell City. The outskirts are an awful debris-like maze of formerly floating buildings and floating islands that have made a kind of perimeter wall around the outside of the city. There are spotlights, guards just scattered around it, making it hard to see, but as soon as one spots you, they all know where you are. It's a maze in itself, and it's hard to get through. I've not been able to get one close to the inner side except for that one time, and that's where one I believe to be narcolepsy destroyed my scout.
We could have Ambrose cloak our souls, potentially. Well, myself and a few others, like Ian and Cortez, could potentially help
I think
hide our bodies.
I do think the farther that we could get into the city without being detected would be beneficial to us. Whether it's hiding souls, minds, scents, heartbeats, all of that would be most beneficial, at least to get into the inner ring. Because I believe most of
Arya-
the forces are outside of that.
Arya also just recently showed that she can help minimize noise. That
I am
So
not
we
surprised.
can be silenced with our steps, silenced with our heartbeat, maybe even completely masked with our souls and mind. What else could she sense?
Scent.
Mom?
No,
We want to
that's
just clean up our scents?
That's not cleaning up our scents. We'll just smell like soap.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
I feel like
of soap.
I feel like Lemon Pledge may be a little bit suspicious.
Wait,
Yeah,
not
as if I'd
it.
use pledge.
Wait,
Fresh
wait,
spring.
But what
Are
if
you a
they
Fabuloso kind of guy or a
out?
Mr. Clean kind of guy?
No, he makes his own shit.
Mapuloso. Thank you very much.
Hashtag not sponsored. Not sponsored. Please don't cancel us.
That's how he makes most of his money. He just bought out that company and changed it to Mapuloso.
Okay.
But what if
Aria,
you have
you
a
said?
fire, like, hell, you know, like when there's a forest fire, how they have helicopters that have giant buckets of water? What if we do that and soak the whole city in Mapuloso so they'll never know?
It's the war.
They'll never know.
Have you been smoking the
What
drugs too? What the fuck?
No, that's like straight poison.
Cortez, what were you gonna say?
Oh.
That
No, bro,
teleporter
what-
thing that war has. What is the limit and how many people we can teleport at once?
What teleport thing?
Oh yeah.
We gain the
What
ability to use.
teleport thing?
Or pulls
Yeah,
out
that's how
a
we were.
device.
It's how we were teleporting around. So pretty much they give that to me. I'd run ahead because I'm so much faster than everyone.
And then he
Except for,
got
like,
shot by a
famine.
tower.
Okay, that tower
Are we
was.
mentioning this now?
We literally
Will
have
do.
only just met up with war. When would this have been relevant?
We did say actually that he does have a teleporter that if he needs to get back in dire situations, he can do so.
Yeah, famine did happen.
Anyway, what significance is this gonna play?
It could allow us to have all of our forces outside of the city waiting for the portal to open. Then they could all run through. It would be a bit of a bottleneck, because I can only have one active at a time. But they
But
could
if
all
we-
be in the inner city, but that would mean there is no distraction from our forces.
Yeah. So what if we commit to something like that in our plan? That means we're not going in stealthy. Then we're just gonna commit to going in guns a-blazing.
Well, it could be beneficial to take a defensible point in the city with our forces. And then fight from there, and gives us enough time to make a direct assault on Thea. Or at
He's
least
got a point.
have to fight a lot less of her forces to get to her. Because if we have to fight our way through everyone, by the time we get to her, we will be so drained she'll walk over us, snap her fingers once, and we'll die.
He's got a point.
So claim a section of the city to set up our defenses.
Yes. I propose that we have our forces do not make any committed attacks, but send those in to fight. But as soon as the call is given by myself to a general, they will all start rushing through. Then, when we get to a point, that's when we give that signal, inside a defensible building or structure that we try to find, closer in towards Thea, but not directly at her front door. That way we can surround her location, fight any forces she might have, and fight her, and have it be done with.
And what if we could have 2 different sections teleporting people into the city? And I look at Ambrose.
That would be definitely beneficial. It would make it twice the speed. And I believe, Ambrose, you have portals that can be much larger.
Yeah.
Mine is a 1 per moment. It can teleport 3 people every 6 seconds.
Definitely not large enough.
I haven't really stress tested the full extent of the size of the portal that I can do, but I could probably fit quite a few people.
There, then that would require you to have not use your portals until the moment of surprise.
Okay, and how are we, like, getting in? Are we just hoping that someone's gonna be able to stealth in it good enough?
I think it would be important to have the majority of us go. With the disguise that you all mentioned before.
And then...
Because while powerful as you are and stealthy, Ian, you are not infallible, despite your robotic nature.
I wasn't suggesting me. I mean, while I could get lucky, that's a big if.
He would be part of the team, and I'm sure me, him, Ambrose, Pestilence. But if Ambrose comes, then War, you should come, and if you're
I
coming,
think if we are to fight Thea, all those that would fight her should be present in this mission forward.
do you think Thea would show up the minute we're trying to claim a section of the city? Or do you think she is waiting for us to drop the ball first?
I think she's waiting for us to use our resources first. So the less we have to use when getting to her, the better.
The better.
She knows that if we were to fight all of her forces leading up to her, there's a chance we could win.
So we know
But
she's
we
not
would be
gonna
so
the
tired.
First thing we're gonna fight in there. She wants to send all of her shit at us to fatigue us.
If she is as pompous as my sister claims, she wants to kill us herself.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that checks out.
We have done the most amount of thwarting her, and also tormenting to a certain extent after she started it.
Okay, so far, this is what we've got. There are really big demons, including some desire demons, that are part of the hive mind, leading billions of troops in the city. The outer skirts of the city are an apocalyptic debris landfill, and currently you might have seen maybe narcolepsy leading the troops around there. It makes it very difficult. With that hive mind happening in the city, we could use Ambrose and Death to help mitigate their souls, or we could use Athena and Pestilence to help clear their minds.
It might be useful in smaller groups, as they've confirmed that it might not be useful for deterring large groups at a time, but if we see a key point
But
to
if we're just...
gain some allies, might be worth it.
Exactly. Especially the desire demons that I'm sure we would like, and I look at my desire demon buddies. But if we can just use their powers to claim a section of the city to set up our defenses, then we can immediately set up your teleporter and Ambrose's teleporters. So that's War and Ambrose together in order to bring our troops in and bring the battle within the city. From there, we'll know Thea will be launching her forces at us, but she won't come at us yet because she wants to take us down herself and she needs us to be tired.
So make sure to keep in mind that you'll need to conserve your strength. You'll need to make sure that you don't give her an opportunity to suddenly appear when you are not ready.
Don't go all out until we have sights on Thea. Let everyone else do what they can to quell whatever she ends up sending our way.
And if you die,
And
there's a good chance it won't be
exactly what I was about to
forever.
say.
I can help with that. If you trust me.
It won't fall to that because I could just keep your souls at your bodies.
But if you want to keep them in the fight,
I could just make a new body.
on
And
the spot.
I think I can too. I think I definitely can too. I just need to.
Okay. Well, what about me? You make me a new body, I'll just kill it.
You won't kill it that quickly, Ian.
You're right, but it won't be beneficial to me.
For a
Also, since I'll have
solution.
nothing.
I won't be a human body if I can do it. I'm remembering a lot that I was capable of doing when I was exalted back then, and I'm very close to figuring some more things out. I feel like I can do this.
If you are willing to
thinking
turn
for a
him
bit.
into a monster.
It won't be a monster, and I was capable of more refined things in the past. Death?
If you call trigger demons refined, we have a very different definition.
I can do better than trigger demons. I think I can do better than trigger demons.
You think, or you know? I don't like
no?
the way you talk to her. Kari kind of stands up and looks at him.
Let's just
Let's
hope.
go.
Let's just hope it doesn't come to that.
But it's good to plan contingencies.
But
I
it's
can do
also
it.
it's also good to remember this isn't just sadism. This is Ashley too. I look
know
to
that.
death. No, I'm looking to death when I say that. I'm
Oh,
not looking
okay.
to Ashley.
Okay, cool. Then she won't say I know that. And
People have changed, and one of the biggest things Ash is very, very, very good at doing is reminding people that demons change.
So she believes.
So she knows.
Well, war, pestilence, famine. I would like to have a talk with you, privately. If you would follow me. He sweeps out of the room. Or kind of shrugs. Like, and just
the minute
and leaves. Famine, do
the
you go
minute
as
they
well?
leave- Oh yeah. Okay.
I think Crow
Crow's
is
not here?
doing
Famine?
some stuff. He said yep.
Famine? Oh, okay.
He messaged me. So they go over there. Kari
The
immediately
minute
is.
he leaves. Ashley's gonna look at everyone and say that Death doesn't want me to exalt.
He carries a scent of a man who tends to betray you. Or has deceitful
I
thoughts
know.
on his mind.
No, we've been working together fine, and we've made deals and
Working
I-
together does not mean they are your ally. He has vile intent under his smile. I hate those types of people. Whoa, buddy, you sounded like me for a second there. Shut up.
Wait a minute. Didn't he work with one of those people? Freaking wizard man.
He did. Maybe that's why he hates them so much.
Osiris. We knew he hated Osiris, but he was keeping Osiris close because he knew to keep his enemies close. Ashley will look up at everyone else and try to ignore Kari for a second here. I'm not being an ass by suggesting what I can do if we go down, because we need people to be up. We don't need people to be saved in Death's pocket until we can bring them back. We need you guys in the fight. And I can definitely do that. I just need a couple more things to become exalted, and he doesn't... What
do you
he's
need?
saying
What do you
is
need?
as if he... well, I need to kill to gain power, and
What exactly
consume...
do you need to kill?
Well, I
All
was
right,
gonna
let's
take-
do this again.
No! I killed
I
these
take
two
two-
before to get to where I am right now, and I can kill chaos. Kind of. Maybe not now, but what I am saying is I am actually pitching a good idea. I'm not trying to be a jerk saying this. What I'm mentioning is he's saying it's a bad idea and convincing you guys this because he doesn't want me to be exalted. That's different.
Asheri, when I suggested you kill us, I knew you would already be exalted after that point. You are exalted. Right now. You just need to believe it. Exalted does not mean you are a god. It means you are
No.
powerful. You have to
Yes,
believe you
and-
are powerful for once.
Like I said, you're not just sadism.
But that also
know
means
that.
you have to let go and give in to it.
I look at Kari because that's the thing that was on her mind. And she needs to protect you guys and stay level-headed, like she's been saying.
Bitch, I swear to God, if I need to take that crown back, I will.
No, it's fine. I just need a little more, and then I think we can get to a point that if something bad happens to any of you guys in battle, we have a lot of contingency plans in place to bring you guys back up and bring you guys back up useful.
I mean, yeah, that shouldn't be like even a conversation. You got it handy. You got you got like probably Mob can do some bullshit stuff.
Yeah, I still hate that name.
It's a good name.
Andy.
Athena can do some wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit.
Yes.
You know, Arya.
Neil-
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, Kari, and Raph.
Oof. Oof, really solidifying that feeling from earlier.
He gives like you know everything he's saying. Unfortunately, is to piss people off,
Teasing you.
but it doesn't
But
make
she
it
just
any
looks
better.
sad.
He kind of gives you a look like, why was that so effective?
If we can just get past that part, that wasn't the part I really wanted to focus on. The part I wanted to focus on was the fact that Death does not want me to be exalted.
No,
And
it's
maybe
because he does
Kari's
not
then
trust
right.
you.
He doesn't. Then who? When? Why? What are?
Ambrose, are you listening into them, right?
Please.
I can. I'm gonna listen into them.
So you're listening.
Or I have been.
You don't hear anything. Like they've
Ah!
cloaked the conversation.
I look at Ambrose like.
Just sitting there inside.
Ambrose is just gonna shrug.
Nothing.
Athena.
What's
rolls
wrong with
her
your
eyes a
ears,
little
Handy?
bit.
What? What?
I hear nothing.
He walks up to your
You're
ears.
not-
He yells into your ear. Hello, are they
I
working?
hear something.
Athena's gonna walk over to Ash for a second. Look, we know how Death and the others are. Well, yes, there's a form of trust. There's also a form of distrust, and you have history with them from before.
I'm trying to make this not about me, guys. I think we should just be worried because what? Why? Not what. We know what now. That was crazy. Him denying all of that is insane.
I guess the only thing I can think of is, I guess they're worried because of what happened with Zach being exalted.
And I think it
you know
might
how he
also
turned
be.
out. And I know you can't. You won't be like that, but they don't know that.
I think it's also the fact that Death hates being thwarted, hates being denied.
None of us are thwarting him. We're trying to work with them.
No, we are. You're not wrong, but I'm saying that talking about fixing Death, stopping Death in front of Death is kind of like her hand rolls in front of her, being like, disrespectful. It's not that we can't, it's not that we won't, it's just he knows that we're doing it on purpose and he doesn't like it.
But we're not doing anything malicious. We're
We're
trying to
not.
help them out. They need help.
He wants
We
Death.
need their help.
Ash, he wants Death. That's just the end of it. He's not doing anything else unless he is, and then we'll find out later, but...
And I don't think we can afford to find out later, is what I'm trying to say.
We already
That's why I
knew
said
that-
this isn't about me. This is about us, guys.
We've
You
talked
are
about this.
wrong about his motivations.
The Shinigami says, who did not go with them, even though he usually is accompanying the horseman. He's kind of walked to the other side of the room. He's kind of looking down.
Death is worried. Death is worried that you are among the first people of your kind to not need death. Death is not the end, but the beginning of a cycle. Most of you will not die of natural causes.
And he doesn't like that.
Most of you have become near gods.
But we've been exceptions to his plan for a bit now, and
This is the
No,
first
I
time
guess we
here
don't-
seeing it.
I guess we don't need Death traditionally, but we've made it clear we need him in newer ways, right?
He may not see it that way.
In what ways are those? If everyone cannot die and live forever, become a cyborg as most valuable to them, you will not need death. There will be no sickness. There will be no
But-
famine. And there will be no war.
If he doesn't, if they don't help us out, then we lose everything. They lose everything.
Or to kill you, take your power and kill Thea themselves. Or wait until Thea is dead, and then summon Zack.
That's what he was saying earlier. Then I talked to him about what was in his pocket, and he said that it
I
could
know.
be something useful.
It tipped me off his will. I do not think he would. And the others, Pestilence, has had their doubts, trying to talk him out of it. But he needed to talk to War.
What do you think War will say?
I hope only to teach him a lesson. That demons do not have to stay as they are. They can become others. They can become beyond what they were. Us Shinigami are example of this, more than any.
I look at Kari in wrath.
That's what you've always said.
But you just need to be aware if you do not want to confront them now, before the fight. That Zack might be pulled out directly after you defeat Thea. While you at your weakest, you'd have a fight with Zack and the Horseman.
This is why he said conserve our strength until we seize Thea. Because if we use our everything for Thea, we won't have anything left after.
And he might not. He could wait 100 years. He could wait 1,000,000 years. He is death. He is endless. Unless you put a stop to it entirely. But a world without death does not sound like one I would want to live in. Regardless of if people could live forever.
Death will always be needed.
You need to tell him that. And I think there are few that he will listen to. Except for maybe the oldest among you.
He looks at Mop.
Technically,
Hey,
wouldn't
yo.
it be Cortez?
No.
No.
He's the oldest soul.
In the
Oldest soul. Okay.
In the origination. His soul goes back to the beginning of time itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that I did not see that.
It's okay. I look at souls on a daily basis. That was my desk job, basically.
I mean,
What the fuck?
kinda same.
But for like 2,000 years, I think I got you beat. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay. You know, you're learning. You're doing pretty good. It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. I
Hey.
appreciate it.
You can see like a pat on the back.
Ambrose just won the participation award.
He's like being supportive.
It's like, it's okay, you will learn. And Ambrose is like,
I got work
yeah.
experience, you know. I've been in the company for a couple of years.
What,
I
you
mean,
want
he
me
does
just
favorite you.
you want me to just stroll up and say, "Hey, we still need you"?
I
He's going
think,
to be stubborn, please.
of course, death. Death has existed before the Horsemen. And that's who they were. A disembodied idea. From what I know, that concept was created to be a harbinger. They all were. But death existed not long after there was life. Death has a habit of bringing tragedy, and it is often forgotten that death brings new life. I'm sure you felt how awful your world was when no one could die. No one could be born.
The only reason, well, one of the biggest reasons we're here is to fix that too. But he knows that.
He knows that, and he knows that things in his mind should go back to the way they were. Death has never changed. Death has always been.
I think too, he also thinks about it like, even if, well, of course, people are still going to die in the end, but there's also death in wildlife, plant life. He shouldn't be worried that he isn't important because he's always needed in our world.
If it is
Even
not
if he-
human, it does not have the same.
He
Wait.
needs- he
They do
doesn't
not
wanna
have a
evolve.
soul. The same.
Yeah. I never thought of them like us desires before, and I think I'm just seeing it more and more now. Just as wrath is wrath and pride is pride, he is death.
There is a rumor that they were the first Desire demons. a concept becoming reality, living flesh and bone. Perhaps we think of what we'd want Mop to say. But it would not be an easy thing, and he might beguile you into thinking he's agreed with you.
Or
A snake does not bite
We-
until its back is turned.
we can keep that in mind, but remember what War told us earlier. He has a intent with his words that if we don't read into, we might ruin his plans. And if War is telling Death right now that this is a bad idea and teaching Death a lesson, we don't want to stand in that way, right?
I agree. I like the way War speaks. I had nothing to disagree with in his plan. And normally I do.
I still think Mop should probably have a conversation with Death afterwards. Even if War has said all the right things, it's probably good for Mop to at least have the conversation. Just to solidify it a little more. What do you think?
I can try, but I think it's not the best with these word games that he'll probably play with me. I'm more of an honesty person.
Athena shakes her head a bit. No one said you had to be dishonest.
I think the thing he needs right now is honesty.
Yeah, ask
You're
him to
not-
speak plainly, like right at the get-go. If not,
But-
punch him in the balls.
Obviously, he's not
Wrath.
going to do that right off the bat. I think it's going to be needs to be a certain moment. I can't
Let's
just walk up to him. He'll
not
listen.
plan this like a script. I think we just need to somehow show Death that this whole time we've needed him. I think every single one of us can sit here and say that there's no lies in that statement. I think we've respected him with as much as we have to respect another person. And if he's not seeing those things, that sucks, and that's makes
Based
us
off his
very
anger, I
hard,
don't think
but-
he's seen jack shit. He's only seen what he's wanted to see.
But if we're gonna do any of this, I think we need to show him that we've cared this whole time. And if we
Give him a
haven't, and if I'm
hug.
speaking different,
He doesn't strike me as a physical affection kind of person, you know?
No, he was very taken aback by it. I think it was the first hug he's ever gotten.
Eh.
he's physical when he's doing the physical. That's very sus coming from Ash. But then she'll pause.
Lust just says
and then
behind you.
say, I think
Wow.
he's just
He was
confused
great.
when someone does it to him because he
Oh.
tends to be the one doing it to others, is all.
I think
I don't think there's a way to solve it.
I could speak to him now if you'd like, but
Well, let's see how he comes back from whatever Roar might say. I don't think we should keep this not the topic at hand, though. This is a lot, and if he's planning to do something reckless, he's gonna not just ruin it for us, but ruin it for themselves too. The Pestilence even seemed worried when we were first talking about chaos in his pocket. Like real worried, not in her a very fun way of reacting to things. She genuinely cares about her brothers, and her brother is doing something she didn't seem comfortable with. It's really weird seeing a horseman uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. And I think we just have to wait for the right moment. Just like he said about the letter, or Akari had said about the letter. has to be at the right moment.
I don't know about you, but I've gotten pretty good responses from talking with Pestilence. And Famine might have not said as much, but everything he said has been pretty truthful.
I think unless worse comes to worse, we have to trust that the horsemen can handle their own.
Well, we need them, though.
I
Our
know.
plan is nice and solid if we actually have them on our side. If Ambrose can work with Death for these souls, and if you could work with Pestilence for their minds, and if War can figure something out.
Well,
with
I don't
Ambrose.
think
Working with death is very difficult.
Is it?
He
Sorry,
goes.
I didn't mean
we
like that.
both operate in souls, but we both stand for opposite things. So there's no part of me that can ever trust him to have my back when I know he could kill me at any moment.
Like the moment he almost destroyed your soul.
he wants death. That's the end of it.
The
And I'm the
Shinigami,
opposite of death.
the Shinigami looks at you very directly when he says that, like he knew what could have happened in that hangar.
Yeah.
He decided once to not take an opportunity.
I
You
think
he can do that again and again and again.
We can only hope.
We don't have the luxury of. Oh my
How many
God.
times do we tempt him
This-
before we've gone too far?
Yeah. And with that, does that mean it might be time for us to make our deals with Death? All of us. We're thinking a
I
lot
can't.
about how to change him and how to evolve him as a demon who might not just desire death here, but also maybe it's within us to finally sit down with him and figure something out. And yeah, Arya, I know that some of us have very interesting exceptions to this rule, but is there really when it comes to someone who desires death more than anything?
Yeah, because I tried making a deal with him earlier, and he said my soul was already being held by, I think Orpheus, so I can't, because my end of the bargain can't be met.
He knows his limits then? Was it a good talk? Or was
Oh
he
yeah, it was a good
disappointed?
talk. Well,
Can I think back to see if he was disappointed?
He was like maybe a little disappointed, but not like at you. It's just like, well, shit. Okay, business transaction denied. Your card got declined. Sorry.
dang it!
Maybe a little
I
annoyed.
guess he was a little disappointed and annoyed, but mostly at the situation and not at me. I think he appreciated the fact that I tried to make a deal with him, but
Whoa,
saw
whoa, whoa!
the
When was
condition-
this? Why were you trying
saw
to
the
make deals
condition
with
of my
death?
soul- He saw the condition of my soul, and so I
Hey.
just.
Don't ignore me. That's not nice.
Wow, this floor is really sick to
All right, we'll deal with this.
Floor
We'll,
has
we'll,
plot armor. I'm
we'll
so
deal-
sorry.
we'll deal with that
Yeah.
later. We'll deal with that
We'll
later.
later.
Ay, ay, ay. So that would
You can
mean
try.
some of the rest of you might not be able to do it as well.
I probably could.
I
No.
don't think Mob can.
Aren't you ideal with your god?
Temporary.
I don't
Were these?
Cannot.
technically belong to any other
I was
god.
gonna say some people have temporary boons from people, and Steiner has a different soul. His doesn't go back to death, but Death said that the first time we ever met him.
First
And-
time, dude.
I could probably offer, but I don't think we all need to do a deal with death. I do believe that we can convince him. Just needs to be the right moment.
And what if there isn't a right moment?
I just think
is
making a deal is
literally
the-
looming around us.
I think making a deal is like the easy way to be like, hey, don't fuck us over. Bah, I'll give you this shit if you don't be a shithead.
Bleh.
Bah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Do not say blah, blah, blah.
But
Look,
it's what he
er-
needs. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, Raph, if you were not in your right headspace and we knew we needed to give you wrathful vengeance in order to become in the right headspace, we would do that.
You mean like you already fucking did?
Yeah, and I did it for Pride, and we've done it for others. And
I did it myself, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I hold my tongue.
we'll pretend that that's how it goes.
You mildly
nice
influenced
wall.
it.
And maybe
That's the
we
closest
need
we're gonna
to
get with him.
mildly,
Take it.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
And maybe
I
we
am-
need to mildly influence death. So
I
those of us who
am-
he doesn't have a grasp on can maybe make our promises to him.
I am all for making a deal with death if it would bring peace to the situation. Do I think going about it going, hey death, let's make a conversation. Hey, you want my soul? Here you go. Will work? Maybe not. He might see it as either a slate or as a quick fix, a band-aid.
I don't think he'll see it as a quick fix when he knows how much our lives matter to us. We've been trying so hard to keep our lives going for as long as possible. He is unsure if he'll ever even get that in the end, and he's even mentioned before that he looks forward to that. But if we make that promise to him, that those of us who look like we're evading him do still and will continue to intend to be his in the end.
Athena kind of like pauses for a second and goes, I know that I have, in some ways, or in a lot of ways, defied him, especially with Ian. But I also know with my own life, if I was to die, I would do it gladly if it meant that Thea died. With no hesitation.
Ashley
at
nods.
I, at this point, recognize that there is a high chance that I'm gonna die. There is a high chance that you all can't protect me this time. And that if she does go after me, I will die. And I've come to terms with that. And if we all haven't done that, then that is on us for not being ready to die today. Or tomorrow.
I thought I was the only one.
In all
I
honesty.
understand your reasoning, Ashley. For the same reason Athena stated. It is why I will not make a deal with death. I've always been a soldier. Preparing to die is just something that I've come to terms with a long time ago. But it was because of circumstances that I am still here.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
Hello? Whose house on fire?
The Kira Nimbus house is on fire?
No,
Yep.
the alarm just likes to fucking go off on us. Whatever. We're not gonna
11 people are.
It's Moogles' house is going off. She's choking on the smoke.
The smoke is coming in.
Dude, I've
Our
been holding
alarm
on
goes
back
off, but the smoke goes
so
to
many
Moogles.
coughs. I've been holding back so many coughs.
Frick, what was I saying?
They're gonna take me now.
Right.
Hey, Caboodle, come get your cat.
Okay.
Wow, he caused the fire alarm to go?
Dang it,
Joking,
buddy.
joking. He probably just ran. Buddy's probably scared.
Poke, you were saying you weren't gonna. You already come to terms with dying. You already have a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
If Death has lived as long as he has and understands and is wise enough to understand that I will not make this deal because I am prepared to die. To fight until I cannot fight no more.
I'm still gonna give my all to Thea. Whatever he does afterwards is his choice. And at that moment is the right moment for Mop to step in.
Right now, Thea is the source of all the problems going on in the world.
She's annihilated.
Our
the
mission
wolves.
is to make sure that that problem is solved. That is the mission.
And Jeffrey did say that we will deal with the horsemen afterwards. We don't have time to worry about Death and his decisions until it happens. If we keep thinking about the what if, the who if, who's next, what's gonna kill us next, then it's only going to make it that much harder to keep this balanced. And we are, quite literally, just balanced. She says as if knowing just a little bit more.
Ah. Not over. Oh, it's just Crow here at the moment.
Hey, what's up?
The Crowsman.
Hey, Famine, is that true?
Yes.
My
Famine, is this
very subtle.
Yeah, the Motley Misfits walks in.
My very subtle. I wonder if anybody caught it. My very subtle Jeffrey saying everything he said has been truthful.
Yeah. The thing. Oh wait, I wanted to say it out loud so badly, but I didn't want to interrupt the moment.
I think I was distracted. I'm sorry, I missed it.
It was a very tense moment.
So, okay, go for it.
So I will describe it more for Crow's perspective, of course. But Famine, you follow Death, War, and Pestilence in to a different room, not too far away. But Death sweeps into the room, his cape trailing behind him. He spins, and as you close the door, his eyes go pure black, and there's like an outline that kind of sonars around the room.
There. Now we may talk in private. But first of all, it is good to have all of you reunited. All of us. But I come seeking this counsel, as there is much to discuss altogether. Some of which I've already discussed, you Pestilence. But I must bring to your attention Famine and War. But first, War, Famine, what have you thought of these heroes? What of their intent, even possibly after their hopeful demise?
In truth, I think the only sights they have are for Thea.
I do not see them as a threat. They're trying to destroy someone that would end everything. They are very disorganized. But other than that, harmless.
I've told you, but the only qualm I have is they talk too much.
Curious. I've seen what they can do, as I'm sure the rest of us have. Some of them are near God level power. Others not far behind. And even without that, many of them will never die. Save a few. What exactly are you getting at here? I'm getting at that they are the first of many from Earth that will probably never follow in the footsteps we've laid down for them. A trail that we've set for centuries. That humanity just decided to leave behind while we've been absent. There has not been a single war while we've been gone. Most diseases that you've left, Pestilence, have probably been cured, and many will never be effective again, despite the number you could conjure up new for them. And famine. Food has been more abundant than ever on Earth. Do you know what that causes? It causes them a different problem.
Overpopulation.
Yes. The main one I see starting first. Then, if they all ascend to the god-level power, and less people are born, the cycle stops. Death stops. Wars end until they are all eradicated for eternity. The first to go will probably be you, Pestilence. Then famine. And war and I will linger on for much longer until there are none left. And then we will cease to exist. They all kind of look at each other.
Do we know this for sure?
The only way I foresee it not happening I don't know. That is where I'm at the biggest conflict, in the biggest council. If we stop them here and Thea is not killed, everything will be destroyed faster. If we do stop Thea and aid them, then that eventuality will come to be.
Do you foresee a loss regardless?
I do not foresee a loss, but I do not yet see a solution.
Well, if we are given the time to be out and about again, or control a number of things in hell, we would have to control who dies. We would have to incite wars, and plan them, incite new diseases to drop on locations, have food rot, decay so those would starve. If we are the rulers of hell, we can make these.
Death pauses. Perhaps. But we'd have to make sure we are in control. Those Celestials that came down to us said we were not welcome on Earth for long term, and implored that we make sure the desire demons were to take over. Mainly pain.
He talks way too much.
I agree. But I have not met any of the others. It seems they are not wise enough for such a task.
Perhaps we could convince them that it would not be in their interest, and that their interest would be in other fields.
Perhaps. I feel if we were on the council with desire demons, it would be a headache. We'd have to teach them of decorum and such rules, how to treat a people, treat a nation.
It could be a fun game, however, going behind their back, time and time again, to make sure wars happened.
You know, that might be fun, though. Drive the pain ones, drive her to rip her own hair out. What do you think, Famine?
I think I feel tired. I know it needs to be done, but forever and ever. With what you said about me and pestilence, and eventually war. Honestly, Death, I thought when all was said and done, you'd be the one that's left.
Are you to tell me you would be welcoming of such a demise?
When they killed me before, my body was made anew through you, but my soul was just as old. I have faith in you. And if such a demise comes, then I have faith in you to carry out the mission.
I do not understand you, brother. As was a very genuine look of concern. Purpose sent down to all of us. The Creator who gave us life and purpose. Throw it away. I do misunderstand you.
I think things are going to change. If we can keep things the same, then that is a possibility. But if it's not, then I think you should take what I am.
See, he kind of walks around the table. A genuine look of hurt at first on his face. Kind of a concern, but also just an actual, like, genuine love and care for his horseman brother. He puts an arm on your shoulder and really looks into your eyes for a moment, or at least the sockets that he so knows. He reaches up a little bit higher towards the back of your neck and pulls you in and kind of puts his forehead to yours.
I believe I understand. Cycle renew. And for you. A life well lived. I see.
Still like tense contemplation, but not of a hurt anymore.
Then I guess we will have to see. There is one more matter to discuss.
Hand goes to his pocket. Pulls out the magenta and red flame. doesn't expand. There's like a writhing skull in its center.
It's just an illusion for effect. I can't actually pull it out right now. But I am now in an interesting dilemma. I carry a very deadly, dangerous weapon. That if I were to pull out or have to pull out for any reason, would become what it was when we fought him the first time, if not more powerful. I can sense the feeling that Thea wants it, though. What do you suggest we do?
If anything, now we're learning that the things that were buried in the past will eventually resurface. Can it be destroyed?
I'm uncertain. We were somewhat close before. Died the first time. Something he did a long time ago that we weren't there for has changed him. He's unlike the other Desire Demon now. I'd almost consider attempting to speak to him. That might be a danger not worth the risk, or prove useful at all.
I sense that you were hesitant to give it to Pain. You think they would not be powerful enough for it?
While I'm uncertain if they could house the power, bringing it out means we'd have to fight him again. And when we were apart, was uncertain if we would be able to defeat him. And even when together, I did not trust their intent. Now it may be too late. Perhaps we do not try to go toe-to-toe with Thea. And if given the opportunity there is another threat that would waste their time, we make sure they're the ones to defeat Thea alone, but quicker.
What threat might that be?
I'm uncertain. But if anything were to delay their time, surely she'll try to pull something out last moment. I wouldn't put it past her to run, so her cause could begin again.
Perhaps that is what it is. There is something I had yet to mention before you pulled us away. But there does seem something strange on how she's defended the city. Perhaps it's just she wants to make sure there is an escape route somewhere. If we could find that, possibly, there might be a way into the palace. Something I will bring up to them later.
I think we just play it by ear and adapt to whatever situation it is thrown at us. If we see a good opportunity to allow them to go directly after Thea, then we do that. But why do we all think Thea would want it? What does she want with Zack?
The only thing I can think of is if she wishes to destroy everything, she thinks he could perhaps be a key in defeating her. Or there is another purpose that I cannot fathom.
Why not now, with what we have discussed, bring up the idea of either fighting Zack or talk to them to see if we could convince Zack to actually join us this time. He might be powerful in defeating Thea.
Yes, but what if he were to join her side?
I feel like he is chaotic enough to cause problems. That might be worth it, even for a little while. Throw off a very carefully organized plans. Could be useful in the right moment as well. But let's bring that up to them. But let's give them some time to rest.
Agreed. But I think with that is where we'll end for tonight's session.
Lol.
Wow.
Hey, Famine, is that
was
true?
crazy. Yeah, Famine, is that
If
true?
Famine, is this
That
true?
That was
Allegedly.
3 pages of notes of just their conversation. That was crazy.
You weren't there. Why are you taking notes? Cheating! Cheating! Cheating!
Cheater!
I
I gave it a little thing saying that this is the Horseman Conversation in Council, so it's not part of Ashley's brain, just part of Caroline's.
Meta game.
Alrighty, you guys. Thank you so much for playing. And thanks everybody for
No,
watching.
thank you for hosting.
You.
Thank you so much for being
Got
a
'em.
DM.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.